putting that high-powered offense on the field there to begin the game, and you see that there with the coin toss taking place with the Longhorns in their copper and black, the Cherokee Bluff Bears in purple and white. Their fans making the trip over from Hall County, one of the really rare Hall County teams to make an appearance here in the Corky Kell Classic. Xavier Diaz will start us off the first game in the state of Georgia, the 2022 season, and it goes into the end zone. They're going to allow it to be brought back here. 30, 40, all the way down midfield and more. On the run here is Davion Hampton, finally brought down deep in Bears territory. Hampton, the starting quarterback a year ago, now kind of moving over and playing in a wide receiver role. Got some college offers. He shows you right there. Big speed to begin the season.
You want to talk about a way to kick off the football season in the state of Georgia. Explosive play on special teams. Brandon, we saw this all last year. Special teams early in the season, dictating games. Kell with a huge start on a long kickoff return.
We're in the red zone here, presented by Northside Hospital. You also heard Bobby May say a moment ago, we may also see some of Hampton, a quarterback here today. We may see him doing a little bit of everything, to be honest with you.
Yes, yep. And you see it's explosive, how explosive he is. Got the ball in his hands, and a touchdown-saving tackle there by Cherokee Bluff on the first play of the game for the 2022 high school football season in Georgia.
Only thing you need to know, these two teams very different. Kell going to throw it a lot. Cherokee Bluff likes to run, and that high-powered offense for the Longhorns getting a chance to go right now. How about throwing on first down? That pass is caught. First down yardage down the sideline. Even more that time for Peyton Zachary, freshman wide receiver, getting involved. And we'll see if we can quickly check these starting lineups here, presented by Georgia's Rome Office of Tourism. Of course, looking forward to being in Rome on Friday. We talked about Clavin, the starting quarterback, there a moment ago. Keep your eye as well on a great collection of wide receivers, including Marcavius Sabor, who's actually the brother.
Yes.
Both these guys coming over from Dutchtown. That's a wide receiver worth watching for this Kell offense here tonight, as the Longhorns ready to go again. A little bit of a jet sweep type play. That's going to be Hampton again. Hampton fighting his way 5-yard line and out of bounds. So the Longhorns on the move here early. We'll take a look at these Bears starting defense here for Coach Tommy Jones. A lot of seniors a year ago for an 11-1 team for this Cherokee Bluff Bears team, and well, they're going to lean heavy on the back end of that defense. We talked about Eubanks a moment ago. They actually have 3 safeties they like. Also keep your eye on both the Justices tonight, Jace Justice and Jordan Justice. They're cousins. They'll both play in the secondary. That's a good group for Cherokee Bluff on the back end of that defense.
A little false start, I believe, right here on Kell. Early on, Brandon, we talked about this. We're going to see things like this early in your special teams, penalties, all part of the process in high school football with teams.
Still first down.
Let's take a look here, and you'll see. Yeah, there it is.
Yep. Just a little anxious, run a little counter there. Both guard and tackle are going to pull, and 77 was ready to go on back of his heels a little bit.
Yeah, only one senior starting on this Kell offensive line. So that's a younger group, a little smaller than you may have seen from Kell in the past. Something to keep your eye on here tonight.
Cherokee shows blitz there, and they changed the play.
Looking at 2nd and 11 now after the penalty. A little bit of movement by the Bears defensively. That's a running play, and trying to fight his way to around a 7-yard line, maybe getting 3 or 4 that time. Justin Mitchell on the carry.
Yeah, you're going to see Cherokee Bluff show some different looks to this new quarterbacks and things they haven't shown. You know, talked to Coach Jones before the game and was walked in the gate together. He said, listen, we know that Kell is extremely athletic. We've got to tackle well, do all those things in space to keep this game under control here, especially early on.
3rd and goal situation, pressure coming from Cherokee Bluff, and that ball is going to go harmlessly into the back of the end zone there. Miscommunication, or maybe the pressure from Cherokee Bluff did the intended job.
Yep.
So that's going to bring in a 4th down situation. Looks like we might see Michael Muhoda on to try a field goal here. About 29 yards by my count on this for Muhoda. This is a senior kicker. They're looking for consistency from him, and he'll get a chance for the first points of the 2022 season. Snap is down. The kick is blocked. Ball rolling back, finally recovered there on the 26-yard line. Heads-up play by the holder that time, Ryan Barrett, to fall on it, but no chance for points here for Kell after a remarkable special team. teams play to begin the game.
Think about that tackle by Cherokee Bluff. Saved 6 points. Now, as you give up nothing.
The Georgia Governor's Office of Highway Safety presents our officials tonight, including Danny Zeimer, our referee, and a very veteran crew joining him. Avery Niles, Quincy Brownlee, Reese Smith, Jamie Witherton, of course, William Dabney, Garrett Hart, Al Meeks, Bart Ingram, a part of the group there as well. Good-looking group and a veteran crew for a big game tonight as we see the Bears go on offense for the first time now. 11-1 a year ago. Tommy Jones, the head coach. His brother's actually Philip Jones, and he'll coach on Saturday for Brookwood inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Running play for the Bears to begin things today. We'll see that a lot. They'll also use a bunch of running backs here toting the football. That was Connor Hulsey, first carry of the season there.
For the younger people watching, that was I formation and that was a fullback. I know they were like, what do we got here? But that's I formation and that's a fullback. And the quarterback is under the center here at Cherokee Bluff.
We'll see a couple of I-formation teams in the Corky Kell Classic. We'll see our good friend Tim McFarland and Fellowship Christian coming up on Friday from Rome. They'll do that there as well. And it'll be just as shocking when they do it also. Pick up 1 yard there on first down. It's a throwing opportunity now for the quarterback, Asher Wilson. Wilson, though, showing the dynamic legs that he brings to the table. And that's one thing that Tommy Jones told us this week. This guy is maybe better with his legs, and you're going to realize he sort of begins his career starting quarterback after sitting for a couple of years against behind an experienced starter prior to this season.
Big play there by Josh Barker. Defensive lineman, we'll talk about him some tonight.
Cherokee Bluff starting lineups here brought to you by Georgia's Rome Office of Tourism. We told you about Eubanks, the wide receiver. Keep your eye as well. We sit on Jace Justice playing both sides of the ball, and really a trio of running backs who will do a lot of things for the Bears here tonight. Looking at 3rd and short right now. They want short formations. They want 3rd and manageable. But what they don't want are whistle-stopping play. And that'll give us a chance to take a little bit of a break there. After
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
All right, so instead, we're going to stay with you there. The penalty on Kell giving Cherokee Bluff the first down.
Yeah, you see a lot of that early on. Snap count, little J. He comes in motion, got both guys there jumping. And again, we're going to see penalties. You're going to see all this. This is going to be a theme throughout the weekend. Special teams and early season mistakes.
So big formation here for Cherokee Bluff. Another running play. Fighting up around the 44 that time was Connor Griffin. That's a sophomore. He'll carry the ball a lot tonight.
I tell you what, if they can get 4 yards a pop, this is exactly what Cherokee Bluff wants to do. Actually, 5 yards right there. They want to come downhill at Kell.
How about the Kell defense? Once again, brought to you by the Georgia Rome Office of Tourism. Number 10, a name to know, Joshua Barker. That's the big nose guard right there in the middle. Just 5'9", but 260 pounds. An all-state performer a year ago. And one of the guys that kind of makes this Longhorn defense go. As we look now at 2nd and 5. Man in motion here. That's Eubanks. Handoff goes up the middle, near first down yardage again for the Bears. They are on the move, doing things their way.
Yes, this is exactly what they want to do. They can play in front of the chains. They're limiting plays from Kell's explosive offense. This will wear you down. Good job here. Good double team there by 70, who finishes off his block with a pancake on a very talented Kell defensive lineman.
Yeah, that's the junior tackle, Caleb Williford.
Yes, coach is sky high on this number 70 for Cherokee Bluff.
All right, 3rd and 1 now.
Big play here for Kell.
Longhorns showing a big look with their defensive front here. Fullback right behind Wilson, the quarterback, the hand up the middle, and that's first down yardage. The ball comes loose. It's going to be scooped up. Longhorn player scoops it up, and he's on the run here. How about Elijah Washington picking it up and taking it down all the way to the end zone for a touchdown? Let me correct myself. That's actually Cy Simmons who recovers the fumble, and that looks to be a Kell touchdown.
Yes, what a play. The first down was picked up easily. Let's see who puts his helmet on the ball, because he coughed it up right there on some contact. Scoop and score for Kell. Let's see right here. Just a strip there. Looks to be number 3 maybe.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Barrett.
Right, yeah. Ryan Barrett gets his hand in, helmet down right there on the ball, and just strips it. An early season miscue there. But great job transitioning, escorting his guy into the end zone. Little high five, held hands. Touchdown, Kell.
Yeah, so big play there by Cy Simmons to be right where the football is, to scoop that up, take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Will look to be a promising drive for Cherokee Bluff. Ends up for naught after a missed field goal. Kind of got the game started for Kell. A chance for redemption here And this time it's a good kick by Michael Mojada, and all of a sudden you're looking at a 7-0 lead for the Longhorns. So big play on defense changed the tones of this game pretty quickly, and we'll see how Cherokee Bluff responds on offense right after this. Just getting going with the Corky Kell Classic.
Deny, delay, devalue. Time's on our side.
It's a serious accident. Lots of medical bills, wrecked vehicles.
Still, don't see a problem.
It's the law offices of Gary Martin Hayes and Associates, and they want triple what we offered. And a fair settlement now. Triple.
Tell them you mean business. Call 1-800-WIN-WIN-1. Gary Martin Hayes and Associates.
Let's settle this one.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started.
Now lock in 2.9% for 60 months on a 2023 Bronco Sport and Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Where are you meant to be? Leading teams here? Taking paid time off here? Letting your skills shine here? Or here? Or here? Wherever you're meant to be, 110 helps you get there. Based on your skills, we match talented Black job seekers with high-paying careers that don't require college degrees, helping you land the salary, benefits, and work-life balance you deserve. Empower your career with 110 and get to where you're meant to be.
Welcome back. We have our first points of the season here as Kell takes a 7-0 lead over Cherokee Bluff. Game one of the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic. Let's give you a scoring summary here, brought to you by Breda Pest Management. It's a Cy Simmons scoop and score on a fumble recovery, 53 yards. That leads to the Kell points there. And by the way, thanks to Breda Pest Management for bringing all that to us. We saw Matt Breda on Twitter today. Very excited about the start of the season. And if you're a Kell Longhorn fan, you've got a lot to be excited about there right there.
I mean, again, we talk about early season things, and that will drive you nuts as an offensive staff, doing everything you want to do. You convert the third down, you cough it up. So here's the game within the game, Brandon. What adjustments does everyone make right here? Kell was able to see what Cherokee Bluff come out formation-wise, talk to their guys on the sideline, see if they adjust right now to what Cherokee Bluff showed them on that first series offensively.
And when you're a younger team like Cherokee Bluff is, it's also,
sure,
hey, don't lose yourself here, because you certainly did plenty of things well before the miscue.
Yes, go back to what you were doing, hat on hat, move, play above the chains.
Mohoda's kick is going to be returnable, going to give you a chance there for a return. Another big return here. Two big returns so far. That was Landon Kemp that time for Cherokee Bluff, but both of our kick returns have led to sizable field position, and that time Cherokee Bluff gets past the 40-yard line.
Think about that. That's the first two live kickoffs they've done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see that in preseason jamborees. This is first time. It is live, tackle to the ground, kickoff return. So you'll see some of that throughout this week.
When the ball doesn't go in the end zone, it creates an opportunity. Both these teams have the kind of playmakers to potentially take advantage of that. I haven't told you a ton yet about Asher Wilson. Told you the quarterback there, he is a junior, kind of stepping in after kind of watching a starter for the last couple of years here. But the one thing that Coach Jones has said over and over again, they're very excited about what he brings to the table. In fact, he's going to show his legs one more time there on first down. That ball came loose for him. Scooped up by an offensive lineman. Heads up play by the center, Noah Davis. But the football a little slippery in the early going for the Bears.
Did the center do a spin move? Did 56 give them a little something? Because watch 56. Heads up. Again, we got to hold on to the football. Had his ball outside of his hand. Now watch 56. Did he give me a spin move there?
Pretty impressive.
He's going to be telling Coach, look, I got to get some short yardage carries, Coach.
You see Davis standing next to the junior left guard, Parker Waldrop, that time.
Yep.
The one thing that the Bears do have some size up front, and that's a challenge here for Kell. In a lot of ways, it's kind of a good on good because, as we told you, All-State defensive lineman Josh Barker's in there. That's the guy that Tommy Jones, the head coach of Cherokee Bluff, said is really as good an interior lineman as he's coached against.
Man, caught a break there and got a first down out of it.
Not bad for the center on that one. Another handoff up the middle, fighting his way down around the 47-yard line. That's the sophomore Connor Griffin again.
That's their game. Let's get downhill power. Look at the block right there, blowing the gap up. Good job there by Cherokee Bluff's O-line. They are moving bodies, which is enabling them to get 4 or 5 yards before someone touches them, Brandon.
Griffin, just a sophomore, but had some experience a year ago, actually a starting linebacker for this team. One thing to be aware of Cherokee Bluff, Jaquan Smith a year ago, 1,600 yards rushing for Cherokee Bluff. He is now departed, and so you're going to see a trio, maybe even a quartet of guys try to fill the void that Smith leaves behind, something that Tommy Jones admits is a very difficult issue.
Trips top screen, new formation.
Throwing, that's Eubanks, catches the football. He gets a little bit of blocking, but a nice play in the backfield there.
Great job.
Apparently not going out of bounds, but a good job by Kell to sniff that one out.
Great job of showing. They showed that trips bubble. See this play in college. Everybody runs this right here, the inside receiver. And you've got to get off a block and show. And you see Kell flash to the ball there. Great play. That was Cedric Franklin, junior DB, coming up. It's 3-on-2 basically is what you want.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to get off the block there and make that tackle in space.
It's almost like what Kirby Smart calls millennial Oklahoma when you're kind of throwing out there and kind of a play in space.
Yeah.
A reference to the old school football drill.
Man, outlawed.
Rusty knows a thing or two about that.
Whew, man.
Here's another throwing opportunity for Wilson.
Little waggle.
Got his man. That's 45-yard line. Now fighting forward. First down yardage. Pretty good job that time to bring that one in by Caden Thompson and also make the move towards first down.
I tell you what I like on that play by that sophomore. He's not dancing. He lowers his shoulder and watch here when he gets the ball in his hands. He lowers his shoulder and gets upfield north and south and tries to get as much as he can. Drives his legs, holds on to the ball. Be 4th and 1 now. Much more manageable, but see that? Great job.
So they didn't quite give him the first down yardage, Rusty said, and we've seen short opportunities for Cherokee Bluff a couple times. They've converted on 3rd down a couple times already, and now for the first time tonight, they'll get their chance here on 4th down. Not seemingly any hesitation about that decision, although it's Kell who wants to think about this one here for a moment. They take a timeout. We'll take one with them and come back and show you a pretty fun 4th down right after this. Game 1 of the Corky Kell Classic, live from Johns Creek High School.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started.
Now get 2.9% financing for 72 months on a 2022 Ford F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
Today's enterprises are migrating to the cloud to keep pace with the adoption of digital transformation. In this enterprise of the future, DevSecOps will drive organizations to innovate, accelerate, and automate. Oracy provides expertise in automation, integration, and security tools, reducing waste and driving speed to profitability. With our world-class partnerships, we bring the right mix of people, process, and technology to your DevSecOps journey, from start to finish. Oracy.
Back here live, you see our score, 7-0. Kell on top of Cherokee Bluff. We got a big 4th down here coming up. But first, let's take a look at the team resume presented by Smart Local 85 here. Of course, both these teams storied. Certainly Cherokee Bluff, a relatively new program, only in existence since 2017, but a breakthrough year a year ago. 11-1 for Coach Tommy Jones, a former head coach at Decula.
Yeah.
He said that really building this Cherokee Bluff program been as rewarding an experience as he's had in his professional career. Obviously, Decula's the kind of place a lot of folks would like to be, but he looked forward to the challenge of building this from scratch, and clearly that's going pretty well, making it to the 2nd round of the playoffs a year ago.
Doing a great job here, and you know, he's not trying to be fancy. He's doing what he's got athletically right here. Big down here.
Speaking of not fancy, it's just going to be man-on-man here on 4th down. They're going to hand the ball off. That's the sophomore once again, Griffin, and he appears to have the first down, so that'll move the chains for Cherokee Bluff.
They go unbalanced right, making them think they're going to run the toss or to the strong side. come right back with a little power inside, pick up the first down.
So a couple of times tonight when they've really needed yards, Griffin's been the guy they've gone to. Something to keep in mind as they do substitute here a little bit back and forth at that running back position.
Again, what we talked about on the first drive, this is what they want to do. Stay ahead of the chains, run the football, and run the clock.
It's one thing Bobby May made very clear, and we talked to him this week. This is an old-school team he's playing, a little bit different the way that Kell goes about its business as Wilson looks to throw here, kind of off balance towards the end zone. He's lucky to get that one back. That was kind of a little bit of a dangerous thing from the start.
They wanted to throw to their tight end, number 40, Cardum Dum, I think is D-A-U-M. I'll mess his name up, but Kell was able to get him out of the route, and then he just had to roll, and that's kind of a ball you probably want back. But they had a play action there to the tight end on first down. Now you're 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
So this is a big down here.
See if this becomes a chance to get another one of these receivers involved, or if it's content to keep it on the ground. You see going in motion there. That's Daum, who Russ was telling about a moment ago, creating a handoff opportunity for Perry Haynes.
Mask. Yep. They call that pretty big one there. That's going to be a first down, and he tackled him by it. So thankfully that young man's okay. But great job blocking on the edge there. Tight end and their little H-back sealed the edge enough for him to get through there.
And the penalty is going to tack on that first down yardage, and I don't think anything malicious there, but you're just trying to make a play, and it is just football.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
Top of the field. See those two blocks right there, 40 and 47. Allows him the crease. But 7 defender there comes over, and he's just trying to make a play. But unfortunately, it's going to cost Kell 15. Great job there blocking on the edge, though, by Cherokee Bluff.
So the penalty will help the Bears' cause here.
Sure.
And get them knocking on the door of our red zone once again. Showing that fullback look again. Handoff up the middle. This time busy in the backfield are the Bears. And that'll keep Perry Haynes from going anywhere. As we are in the red zone here, brought to you by Northside Hospital. But that time it was the Longhorns standing up defensively.
This has got to be driving people nuts watching this, because this is 1990 football.
Sure.
I love it. I mean, let's get old school, get after it.
Rusty wants to see that fullback in a 4-point stance.
I'm
going to see both hands
I
on the
want to
ground.
see both of them. Let's double tight this thing. But this is football, and this is what Cherokee Bluff is doing right now.
And they're going to fake the run this time and come back, look to throw again. And once again, trying to get Daum involved, but not able to do that. Wilson tried to keep the play alive with his feet long enough to get there, but pass pressure made that difficult.
Tight end's dream. Lord, let me get a pass route. Just didn't work out right here, but now we're interesting here. Good job there by Kell breaking that ball up. Brandon, we're 3rd and 9. This is not in their wheelhouse right here. Got to think maybe if they're with their kicker, how safe do you make this call, because you need to come away with some points right here.
And I think they feel confident in field goals. We'll probably see a couple of different guys kick for them here this evening as they're going to take a timeout here.
I think they broke the huddle with 12.
Okay,
timeout.
good eyes, good spot. So we may see a couple of different guys kick, but they really do, I think, feel confident trying field goals, something that not every team does here this time of year.
Sure.
Speaking of those team resumes, let's take a look at the Kell resume here, brought to you by Smart Local 85. Of course, Bobby May coming over from Westlake program where he'd won 2 region titles. So ask him, hey, what's that, the decision like? He says, listen, I think that Kell's got a lot of great history, tradition there as well. You're talking about former Georgia players like Quincy Mauger and Brendan Langley that have played here. Obviously, Jonathan Dwyer, Georgia Tech fans know him very well. He's still on staff here, by the way. 14 plate stray-off appearances. Of course, lost to Buford a year ago. But this is a Kell team now down in 5A, and that's a classification, by the way, where they've made a lot of noise over the years.
Speaking of tradition, you talk about Kell here with their coach, Jonathan Dwyer. We go in the box next to us, a young man named Bruce Figgins. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
That's right.
Former Georgia tight end from down in Columbus. He's coaching at Cherokee Bluff.
Great to see that. I love to see these former college players from this area, whether they be Georgia players or anything else, Georgia Tech players, kind of getting involved. Man, honestly, what a great resource.
Dwyer was a dude now.
Yeah, he really was. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a guy that's still very impactful in this program. And obviously, in addition to being an on-field coach, kind of a liaison for the program there as well. But first, it's kind of a 3rd and 9 situation here for Cherokee Bluff, and they're going to try to throw it. Got a chance to in the end zone, but not able to make the catch that time as Carlos Marlowe, the senior, just beyond his grasp. But good look at that, but all for naught.
Yeah, to me, you tell him you throw this to the back of the end zone. Either our guy catches it or it's incomplete, and that's exactly what he did there.
And big difference in terms of the throw from Wilson, having time to throw, time to plant his feet there.
Sure.
Had a chance to do that. This is going to bring on Michael Arbor here for the field goal opportunity. Let's call this a 37-yard kick. And it's going to be good. Yep. So Arbor gets the points needed there for the Bears. Make it a 7-3 ball game. So we've got a good one here thus far between Cherokee Bluff now in 4A, Kell now in 5A. Of course, big story all season long, that reclassification, as you get used to a lot of folks playing in new places, both these teams in new classifications, and off to a great start here with what is officially the first game in the state of Georgia, among the first games in the entire country here for the 2022 season.
So I go to see Cherokee Bluff, and I go all over. So I'm getting old in my age, Brandon. Sometimes you forget. I go to Cherokee Bluff, I said, man, this place looks familiar. You know, it winds up being the old Flowery Branch School at their stadium.
That's right.
So it took me a minute. I was like, where am I at?
That's exactly right. Yep. And by the way, this game won for us 4 days worth of games. And you'll see the scores throughout the night and really throughout the weekend here. It's our Breda Pest Management High School score ticker. You'll see it down there below you. Of course, those scores will start to be populated over the course of the next few days at West Forsyth for a doubleheader tomorrow. You and I have a tripleheader from historic Barron Stadium in Rome on Friday. Quadruple header from Mercedes-Benz Stadium coming up on Saturday. And Breda Pest Management here for us for the entire thing.
I tell you, man, we got so many games to look forward to. Can't wait for my short ride to Barron Stadium on Friday. My once-a-year deal there.
Yeah, this is much more of a home game for me.
Great kick here.
Yeah, listen, you go to Rome, where Rusty's from, and it's like you see the rose petals coming out, the palm leaves. By the way, speaking of our friends at Breda Pest Management, let's also give you a scoring summary here. Long drive for Cherokee Bluff does result in some points. 33 yards that time by Michael Arbor to put the Bears on the board, and that's our new score, 7-3 now. Breda Pest Management making that possible.
And they'll take that all day. I mean, they obviously wanted 7, but get some points out of a long drive. Keep your defense off the field.
Doesn't it feel like we haven't seen Bryce Cloud in like an hour?
Yeah, it's been a while. Got some movement here.
The Kell touchdown was a defensive score. Cherokee Bluffs had 2 long drives. And
false start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
We talked about Clavin in the open. You know, exciting new quarterback for Kell. Got everybody excited. We hadn't seen him since.
We hadn't seen him. Jinxed him.
I guess so, but he'll get his chance here. Working on a little bit of a long field after that penalty. 3:25 to go in our first quarter from Johns Creek High School. And, of course, the Gladiators will host Parkview in Game 2 tonight, coming up once we're done. Here's a running play on first down. Speaking of Jonathan Dwyer, that's his group there. Justin Mitchell getting the carry, much the same way Cherokee Bluff going to use kind of a committee of running backs. We expect to see 3 guys really get a chance to toe it tonight for Kell, too.
Yeah, one thing I'm looking forward to early, Brandon, is tackling. You don't do a ton in the preseason. You don't do a lot of live stuff. So tonight is really that first night. Every single play is to the ground.
So looking at a second down situation here right now and still kind of staring at a long field towards that chain. Clavin going to get a chance to throw, and he's got time. He's looking middle of the field, and he's got his man. Beautiful catch by Martavius Sabor. The brother of the quarterback, Clavin, finally gets down to the 20-yard line, and touchdown saving tackle prevents that from turning into a touchdown. Nice throw and catch from the recent Dutchtown transfers.
They blitz 2 linebackers. See 40 and 44 come. They pick it up. That leaves the middle of the field open, and they hit it wide open. Great pass and catch there. Great tackle there to save maybe some points. Let's see if Kell can punch it in this time.
So he had time to throw, and he put it on the money to Sabor, and that's a red zone trip here brought to you by Northside Hospital. Clavin from the shotgun. Totally different offensive look than what you're seeing from Cherokee Bluff. 3 receivers working in the slot and catching the football is Peyton Zachary. Zachary still on the move inside the 10-yard line. Finally brought down near the 6. So here come the Longhorns on the move. Picked up about 14 that time.
Freshman.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they'll run you 6, 7 deep here at wide receiver, and they're going to keep bringing those guys in waves. That's one thing Coach May felt good about was the depth they have at that position. Now looking at a 1st and goal situation of the big game by Zachary. Throwing again towards the end zone, reaching and finally getting into the end zone that time is T.J. Murray finding his way in there. And that's Kell in for a touchdown. Murray extends the lead for the Longhorns.
Nice throw there. Little RPO, he sees the guy rush. He knows the void is in that area. He immediately gets his receiver. Great job there reading the pressure when he has the option to throw it.
So many athletes in this Kell team. As Mahota tries the extra point, and that's no good. Let's get a better look at this touchdown here as the Longhorns get on the board there with T.J. Murray.
Yep, good job.
How about the strength, by the way, to hold on to that football with one hand at the end.
Great job.
Murray getting the congratulations you think he deserves.
You know, they almost look like Oklahoma State now.
It is a little bit different. You're right.
Yeah.
It's not quite the burnt orange Longhorns of Texas. They call it a copper, and I think the Oklahoma State comparison is a pretty good one, by the way. All right, so we got high school football tonight. Of course, Falcons football on the way there as well. And so the Atlanta Falcons and Ticketmaster have partnered together for an all-new high school football ticket program. For more information on how you can get a free ticket to see the Atlanta Falcons play, visit atlantafalcons.com/high-school tickets or scan the QR code on the bottom of the screen. So take a look at that. And if you're a high school football player, get a chance to enjoy some really fun stuff with the Atlanta Falcons here coming up.
See wide receiver coach there, Stephon Brown. Saw Stephon Brown at Georgia a couple weeks ago working with their receivers.
Okay.
Brian McClendon, Stephon Brown, a young man that played at Western Kentucky, does a lot of training with NFL wide receivers in the offseason, and he is the coach here at Kell. Known him since he was in high school. It's been a minute.
That's a great note. That's a great note.
Yeah, he was down working with A.D. Mitchell and those guys, and he is very, very close with Brian McClendon at the University of Georgia.
Of course, Brian McClendon back at UGA.
About that.
His first year as wide receivers coach, and
just about got the band back together.
That's exactly right. There's a lot of familiar names and faces back in Athens here, and we're only a few days away from the start of the college football season. Of course, the place will be Saturday, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. A part of that in a big way with Georgia and Oregon on Saturday, and then, of course, that Monday game between Clemson and Georgia Tech there as well. Another short kick, returnable for the Bears. And 25-yard line. That's Landon Kemp again.
Yep.
So pretty good field position once again for Cherokee Bluff as we take a look at the scoring summary presented by Breda Pest Management. The big play was the big throw and catch there to Sabor, setting up the touchdown eventually by T.J. Murray. It's a 9-yard catch officially for Murray on the touchdown. And Clavin's really on the move right now as the quarterback. That's your scoring summary brought to you by Breda Pest Management.
He looks comfortable.
He does.
You know, this is a kid that, I mean, you go with his Twitter and watch his baseball, he is a big-time shortstop. I'm talking big-time shortstop.
Yeah, it's a former Oklahoma commit there, and Oklahoma's obviously one of the big. Oh, the ball came loose again. That's the third fumble of the day for Cherokee Bluff, and for the second time, they're going to cough it up because of that. There to scoop that one up. Defensive lineman coming over and picking that one up that time. That was Tyshawn Nat who got his hands on that. Let's see what happens here.
94
Boy, that ball
hit it, and 94 got it. 94 accident. Watch 94's hand right there. Then he comes, you see him strip it from the side, and then he comes back and gets the ball. Good job.
So this is what you don't want if you're a Bears fan, giving Kell, whose offense has been dynamic, short field here.
Stealing possessions right here.
That's exactly right. So that will give Clavin a chance to go back to work. As we're saying, former Oklahoma baseball commit, but I think you get the sense, Rusty, as that's a drop football, and then they're going to call that an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking football serious. Now, I would be honest with you, I would be surprised at what I hear about him. Like, he's a quote-unquote money guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and, you know, you start talking about a shortstop that can cover with speed, but he loves football. And if he tells colleges, listen, I'm legit interested, there's going to be some people offer him in the sport of football.
And, of course, you know, your opinion's what matters on this, but he certainly looks the part of a college quarterback to me right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. It looks comfortable, man.
Yeah. So incompletion a moment ago in the jet sweep play, and now a whistle's going to blow. Okay, looks like more movement, which is just early season stuff.
Yep. We saw this last year.
False start.
In fact, I went back to my notes, and two things we had: early penalties and special teams.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, and we've already saw that tonight in the first quarter.
I mean, as hard it is for our audience to believe, there's even a chance that you and I might make a mistake before the game's done tonight, early season stuff. So, I mean, you know, even you and I aren't immune from imperfection, as hard as that might be to believe.
Man.
Looking at a minute 43 now in our first quarter. Longhorns got the lead and looking to tack on to that, but moving the wrong way right now. Running play changes that somewhat, getting up to the 30, maybe a gain of 3 that time.
One of my really good friends and someone I've known for a long time that would certainly know. Ryan Golden, longtime trainer out of the Beaufort area. His son Cannon is committed to South Carolina in baseball. Just texted me and said, Bryce is a first rounder in baseball.
Okay.
So that's everything I've heard as well. And you know, Ryan's on the circuit a lot with his son who's committed to South Carolina. So he certainly understands what type of prospect we're watching right here baseball-wise as well.
Many of our audience know that's also life-changing money, but it's also a big defensive play. How about Connor Griffin coming in and getting a big sack right there? That's exactly what Cherokee Bluff needed, and they got it with under a minute to go now in our first quarter.
Good job here. And again, he doesn't force anything here. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to take a negative play, and you'd like to see that. Not going to force a throw there, but great job by Cherokee Bluff getting off the block. Sophomore Connor Griffin. I like what I've seen out of him so far, both sides of the ball.
That's exactly right. Cherokee Bluff does have a lot of guys playing on both sides of the ball.
Note on him.
Now looking at a 4th down and based on the field position, Kell's just going to have to go for it, and that's going to give Clavin a chance to run. And look at these wheels. Finally, 15-yard line.
Not quite as big, but not quite as big. But Brandon, it gives you a little bit of that Justin Fields vibe.
And how about that? Look, they're going to give him. They're going to move the chains and say first down yardage there. So you can talk about a back-breaking rushing play there for Clavin. That's what he did there, and knocking on the door of the end of the first quarter. All of a sudden, Clavin's got him in play again. I don't think Fields' comparison is inaccurate here as Ryan Barrett gets a chance to carry the football.
Cobb County baseball quarterback, you know, not that big, and I want to put that on him, but certainly worthy of a mention. What you see early on from him.
And you know, you think about Kell right there in Cobb County. This is a guy that's obviously a part of that East Cobb baseball system that's been doing it for decades. And
well, that's a big reason he's here, because he spent so much time there across the street from this high school. Why not play high school there? Almost the end of the quarter here if they get it off.
And looks like
nope.
Yeah, they're going to be content to let this thing wind down and try their hand on the other side of the field. Looking at a 13-3 lead, Longhorns have a chance to add to that there as well. And Bryce Clavin, the quarterback, looking the part here right now. That's great to see. The number 4 overall prospect in the country for the class of 2024 in baseball. That's amazing. He looks like a very good football player here, too. Fun second quarter coming up. We'll bring it to you right after this from Johns Creek High School.
Saving at the pump can be a pain. Skip the pin pad and save. Pay from your phone. And with BP Me Rewards, you can instantly get 5 cents off every gallon. Every time.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your 2 favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With new cars arriving daily, now's the time to get in and get away. Lease a Tucson for $259 a month or get 2.99% APR plus 3 years complimentary maintenance. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
When we shed artificial expectations and choose a simple path, we feel free. Siggy's Skyr, full of protein, less ingredients, less sugar. Less sets you free.
See a good look at one of our bands here tonight. Second quarter getting underway. Game 1 of the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic with Kell on top of Cherokee Bluff right now. The Kell cheerleaders having themselves a great time and really a great crowd for Game 1. 5:30 start in the Metro Atlanta area is no peach when it comes to the traffic, but folks were fighting it early to get over here because they know the kind of game we have in store for you and really the event we have in store for you over the course of the next 4 days. Of course, Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, happy to be a part of this with you as the Longhorns look at a second goal situation to begin our fourth quarter, or I should say second quarter here.
Hey, well, don't rush us that much yet.
We're the season excited. Opener for me, too.
Yep.
Shotgun snap, whistle blows, and
reading my social media, people talking, they're like, this guy, does he really want to play football? Because he looks good.
Yeah, we're talking about Bryce Clavin, the quarterback for Cal. And it's a theme for our event, right? Because we're going to see how for Parkview after
tonight.
This. That's a great baseball prospect. Actually, commit to Mississippi State for baseball, which is a big program you should commit to for baseball.
Dylan Lonergan.
Dylan Lonergan. I'll see him on Saturday. Yep. Obviously, Alabama commit, but both sports. Throwing here and leaping opportunity and not able to come up with that good coverage that time by Jordan Justice. And not able to bring that one in was, once again, Marcavius Sabor, the brother of the quarterback, Bryce Clavin.
You reckon they've thrown that route a few times?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that looks like a backyard move right there.
Throwing that in the backyard. Look how comfortable he is. He knows where his brother is. Watch the leap. Almost brings it in right there.
You were telling me before the game began that Sabor's actually got an Ole Miss offer.
Yeah, Ole Miss and Akron and a few other places.
Rolling right this time, throwing, man there, 5-yard line,
freshman.
Shakes free. That's the freshman once again, as Rusty said. Nice move that time by Peyton Zachary, right there at the goal line. So here come the Longhorns again.
Good friend of mine, Junior Baker, does a lot of scouting in the Cobb County area. Tweeted to me a few minutes ago and said, watch this young man with the ball in his hands, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing at a place like Kell as a freshman, you're doing something right.
Offense,
but,
10-yard penalty.
I don't know that he can get in Top Gun by himself. And this guy's playing on TV, making plays.
Yeah. I like that line. Couldn't get in Top Gun by himself.
Quite yet.
I like that.
What a movie.
That was so much fun.
What a movie.
Highlight of the summer for me.
I read a great article on that. It said that movie in particular may have saved theaters.
Yeah. I love the experience.
Crazy. I know it's going to shock you, but I went open tonight.
Oh, yeah. I could see Rusty there wearing the aviator shades.
Oh, I was tailgating.
Listen, I like it. If you're a Longhorn fan, you don't like the penalty, though, backing up the big game and gain and kind of erasing the play there for Zachary. They're going to come right back to Elijah Washington here, the running back, taking advantage of what was there in the middle of the field. He gets his way up down to the 25.
Good tackle. I love the call. Little slip screen. Holds on, watch him roll right, get everybody to get the motion flowing this way. Jump pass. Tough in the traffic, but good tackle.
Nothing worse than that feeling of busting through the line, heading straight to the quarterback.
Blocking you like, wait a minute.
Nothing worse than that.
Way too good here.
If it's too easy, you better turn around.
Got 19 here. They're see if they get him the ball in space right here with this three receiver set to the bottom.
Clavin going to move him over a little bit. Going to look to roll right. Got some pressure now coming back left side. He's going to have to hurry because he's got it coming down on him. Finally gets it away. And what a catch. Wow. How about that? A touchdown catch and a beauty that time for the Longhorns.
Tell you what, that's a heck of a play, but his coach is going to tell him to take that 8 yards. They had a receiver wide open, but
it's the freshman Peyton Zachary again. And
watch this.
What a catch that turned out to be.
Watch 9 right here. That's the 9 on top of the screen, and then he takes a chance, throws across his body, but great job there.
Beautiful for Zachary, who's had quite a night already.
Freshman. Guess what? He gets in Top Gun by himself.
Don't you know that knocked the breath out of him, but he'll have plenty of time to catch his breath as he celebrates that touchdown. And all of a sudden, the Longhorns now looking at a 19-3 lead with Muhoda on to try to add to that. Little bit of confusion on the special teams here. They look towards the sideline and going to send a man on late. But this is a high-powered Kell offense, and it's been dangerous so far. Landon Mays is your sophomore holder, and
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty, retry.
one of the things that Bobby May did express some concern about earlier this week was feeling like they haven't quite got their situation figured out fully on special teams yet. You know, saying they wanted to see more consistency, which a lot of teams do this time of year. And you know, maybe you're seeing some example of that tonight about that unit still trying to figure itself out, but a lot has gone right for Kell, though. So the delay of game will move the PAT try back. Mojada, though, no problem on that one, though, and that'll make it a 20-3 lead. And for a Cherokee Bluff team that likes to keep the ball on the ground, the deficit does them no favors, but we'll see them come back to bat again right after this.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom. It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Planting season is here, and it's time to get your yard looking its best. So treat your yard to the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Mowing, maintenance, design, and construction. Personal Touch Lawn Care does it all.
If my yard is taken care of, it's one thing off my list that I don't have to worry about.
Sign up now for monthly maintenance and get the 12th month free.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238 or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Corky Kell Classic. Big thanks to Breda Pest Management for being a big part of this. And by the way, did you know that in an area the size of a football field, there's over 1 million termites? So what's stopping termites from finding your home? Let Breda Pest Management protect your home from termites and prevent these silent destroyers from costing you thousands of dollars in damage. You can see more at BredaPest.com. Let me spell that for you. B-R-E-D-A, BredaPest.com. Of course, happy to have Matt Breda and the entire team a part of what we're doing here at the Corky Kell Classic. And if you're a Kell fan, you've got plenty to be happy about right now there as well. You're looking at a 20-3 lead after a touchdown a moment ago. And if you're a Cherokee Bluff fan, you're trying to figure out how to get back in this game again after what has been a barrage of late from the Longhorns.
Turnovers. You know, you've moved the ball offensively. You've done some things you really want to do, but you cannot turn the ball over against a team like Kell.
Mahoda's kick going to be returnable again inside the 5. Then coming 25-30, finally driven out of bounds there. So a chance to go back on offense there after the kick return that time by Max Eubanks. Let's see the scoring summary here again, brought to you by Breda Pest Management. All capped off there, the 25-yard touchdown catch by the freshman Zach.
Tough throw there, great job.
Very impressive.
May have to invite him to Georgia Elite Classic.
That's right, Rusty's got those invites out.
I have not invited a freshman yet, but he is making his case.
One of my favorite parts of the year.
Oh, it's
when
awesome.
We're on the drive to the GHSA state title. Those invites go out, and what a great time we have every December there in Rome.
You got to see there, 10 makes stepping in. That's their guy, Barker.
All-state performer a year ago. Tommy Jones, the head coach at Cherokee Bluff, said, listen, that's as good an interior defensive lineman as I've probably faced. And, you know, not the tallest guy, but certainly a load to deal with, and
he is a
physical presence in the middle.
Low pad level, explosive, strong. Just a problem to deal with, pad level.
Yeah, no matter how much football changes, the low man always wins.
No doubt. 2nd and 9 here.
Asher Wilson, the junior, first game as a starting quarterback. They're going to do almost like a little reverse situation, try to get Eubanks the ball. And Eubanks doesn't have very much, he finally gets to about the 40-yard line, but not much. Kell seemed to have that one pretty well sniffed out.
Yeah, that's, I don't know, it takes a gear off right here. I mean, I know he wants to lower the boom, but we'll slow down there, not in this game.
Yeah.
You want to finish that run.
It will make it 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, picked up about 7.
But will look to have the potential of being a big play.
You want to lower your pads there and finish that run off.
So Eubanks going to step out and take a little bit of a break there after that one. And
man, they're going double tight.
I mean, this is
power eye. Man.
This is in a phone booth here,
yes, sir.
proverbially speaking.
Yes, sir.
And it's the sophomore, and I don't know that he got there.
I don't know that he got it either.
Connor Griffin was the running back that time, but a pretty good surge from Kell may have prevented that one.
I don't know. Nope. I don't think he did it. They gave it to him? They gave it to him. Yeah, right there. He's got it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, right there. 2nd effort.
I don't think he got it by much.
I'm telling you now. We've been doing this for a while. We don't see the old double tight power out too much.
That's as physical as it comes right there.
Kids are like, what are these guys talking about?
Kell did a good job matching the physicality, but it's still enough to move the chains.
Yep.
Looking at 9:28 to go in our 2nd quarter here. Cherokee Bluff trying to reestablish something offensively. Handoff situation once again. Loose football almost.
Ooh.
Getting a little bit of positive yardage that time was Perry Haynes. But that was a slippery football again for the Bears, and that's the last thing they need.
Yeah, they cannot turn the ball over right here.
Of course, this Kell Longhorns defense back in 5A again. It was fun to talk to Bobby May about that this week about, when you think about some of the best Kell teams ever, you think about 5A teams back at a time in which there were fewer classifications in Georgia. But as Coach May said, listen, I'm not sure the move down, necessarily helps you when you think about the overall depth at the top of the 5A classification. Here's Wilson rolling right and throwing, trying to get the ball to Landon Kim, but that's incomplete. And really good coverage that time by Ryan Barrett, a senior. Going to bring up 3rd down.
Just guys covered up, tough throw there. So you go 2nd 9. Almost, if you pick up 4 or 5 right here, I'm not sure that he might not go for this.
And by my count, Wilson tonight really only had one moment where he really was able to plant his feet without a whole lot of pass rush and deliver the football. And when he had that moment, he threw it really well. He has been forced to be on the move, maybe more than you'd like for a guy making his first start. They are looking at 3 receivers, kind of trips top of your screen. More pressure coming. Wilson gets 3, though. Gets to the 50-yard line. Nice tackle that time by Zaid Rogan, who comes up, but a good gain prior to that for Wilson to at least give Cherokee Bluff a chance here.
Immediate pressure, up the field, breaks a tackle. Good move there. Just a great open field tackle. It's going to bring up, 4th and about a yard and a half, maybe about 4th and a yard and a half.
Interesting decision.
Last time they went power eye and came right at him. Went forward on 4th down, I believe, earlier, and they went weak side.
If you don't get it, you're giving a potent offense for Kell a short field. But listen, you didn't travel this far
That's right.
Play scared, and that's clearly not what Cherokee Bluff's going to do. Man goes in motion, handoff. He is hit in the backfield. Nowhere to go for Connor Halsey. And there to make a huge play is Joshua Barker, senior defensive tackle, showing why he's picking up all kinds of accolades.
Man, he just beats the guy to the spot in the gap. They try to block down on him. And, man, penetration up the field. He just buries the running back for a loss there.
That is a strong guy
right there. That is a strong young man.
Let's see the Kell schedule here, moving, as we said, down to 5A. Cherokee Bluff right now taking on Alatoona. next week, and then you move into certainly a very interesting region schedule after that as we kind of get used to a lot of folks in kind of some new places, including these Kell Longhorns here there as well. Of course, this presented to you by Zaxby's, who did a great job the other day. Delicious lunch for our Corky Kell Kickoff Classic lunch, and happy to have Zaxby's a part of what we're doing here tonight there too. So the downside to taking a risk on fourth down is exactly what we talked about a moment ago, and here come the Longhorns. A little bit of a jet sweep type play, 50-yard line, getting a chance to run the football.
Flag down here.
Flag down. That was Darian Thomas, his first toe of the night there, coming across on the sweep play, but the flag may back this up.
Usually holding out on the edge.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty.
You get that many people blocking out in space, and there's a lot of view there. You can get that, see that from those referee angles. A little different when you're looking at a guard. When you see two guys out in space and you see some jersey move,
a little easier to notice, right?
Yep.
I mean, in all honesty, you sort of expect some of that going on between the line of scrimmage, but when you get there on the boundary, it just becomes a little bit more noticeable.
Ooh, I've seen some calls over the years that would drive coaches nuts on those holdings.
Cherokee Bluff kind of showing pressure there for a moment. Carter Dahm was sticking up towards the line of scrimmage. Now he kind of backs off a little bit, and they're kind of hinting at it some more here, maybe trying to give Clavin something to think about, who's really done just about anything he's wanted to thus far tonight. And that's at least going to cause Kell to try timeout.
Yep. Don't want to get in a negative play. They were showing blitz, and they back off. And early in the year, new quarterback, what are you seeing?
And he'll take some time to think about that, and we'll do it with him. Quick timeout, back with more after this game one of the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic.
Atlanta Eats is back. That's awesome! That's perfection.
That's awesome!
Whoa. Let's hang.
Don't miss Atlanta Eats at a special time, Saturday night at 10.
Violent crimes are happening all over Atlanta at an alarming rate.
I was victimized.
I was assaulted.
It should have never happened.
I wanted justice.
You need an experienced, powerful law firm fighting back for you.
So I put my trust in Gary Martin Hayes and Associates.
They took care of me every step of the way.
The settlement solved a lot of problems, and I could take the time I needed to heal.
There was no fee until the case settled.
I'm attorney Gary Martin Hayes. Call me now, 1-800-WIN-WIN-1, to discuss your case.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started.
Now lock in 2.9% for 60 months on a 2023 Bronco Sport and Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
You want fries with that? You want fries with that?
Want fries with that?
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like with your hot and crispy fries?
Wendy's hot and crispy fries. Guaranteed hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. They're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Get to Wendy's and try them for yourself today.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic is sponsored by Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of Atlanta. Deer Park, the official natural water partner of Georgia high school football. Ford, for great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer today. Personal Touch Lawn Care, the smallest details make the biggest difference. And by Northside Hospital, source of strength.
Welcome back, everybody. Great look there at the Kell cheerleaders. They've got plenty to cheer about here at the moment. Their team up 20-3 right now in game one of the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic from Johns Creek High School. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. Of course, game two later on tonight between Parkview and Johns Creek. That's going to be a good one. Clavin going to throw it deep, but not able to connect with his brother Marcavius Sabor there before it would have been another big play for these Longhorns. So as I was saying, game 2 tonight sets up to be a really good one. A Johns Creek team debut game for Drew Collins, head coach. Of course, a Parkview team with Mike Matthews, one of the most outstanding athletes in the country for the class of 2024, a terrific quarterback in Colin Howard. That's going to be a fun game, too, for you later on tonight.
Yep, Jalen Crawford. I mean, they can go on and on with guys that Parkview's got right now, but something tells me Johns Creek in their own stadium, a little energy.
Of course, Drew Connell, the head coach at Johns Creek, as you see, really what turned out to be pretty good coverage that time by Cherokee Bluff, and kind of had a chance there on that one there for a moment.
Yeah, kind of undercut the throw. Tried to get it to their. It's crazy. You mean how much this freshman's impacting the game.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Peyton Zachary's been all over the place.
Yep. Until they got a lot of confidence in him.
Looking to 3rd and very long now. Call it 20 to go. But that kind of distance hasn't been a problem for Kell tonight. On the move. There he goes. How about Clavin? Did the flag come down? But man, talk about the athleticism for Clavin. He shows it right there after some beautiful throws tonight. Those feet were really pitter-pattering that time.
Brandon, quarterback, we're going to get a chance to see on Friday. I'm excited for everybody to see Caleb McMickle out of Fellowship Christian, 2023, committed to the University of Houston.
You think it's fun for a quarterback to play in Dana Holgerson's offense out there?
Goodness. I mean, hope his arm's loose.
Yeah, I love the
holding offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
I love the job that Tim McFarland's doing, and we'll see this replay here, and then we'll finish the point that I was making. You'll see the.
I believe it's right on the 2nd level. You're going to see 77 missed it right in there. Good to see it.
Just to finish the point quickly, the job that Tim McFarland's doing there at Fellowship Christian, which is in Roswell, the same town obviously had great success with going back years ago. His time at Roswell High School, and then most recently at Blessed Trinity, focused on him as a very successful coach there too.
It's crazy. Roswell, Blessed Trinity, and Fellowship Christian, like right up the street from me. All 3 schools.
So now it's 3rd and very long. We'll call it 3rd and 30. Let's see if they have that play in the playbook here. Just kind of setting up a little bit of a screen situation. Really more dumping it off than anything. And Zachary was the intended receiver. That would never really have a chance.
Yeah, they bring pressure off both edges there.
So that's the defensive stop that Cherokee Bluff had to have after having gone for it on 4th down, not getting it midfield. Now they get some help from the penalties, but getting their defense off the field was really an imperative, already trailing by 17 here.
Hey, no harm, no foul there if they get the ball back right here. Special teams play, Brandon.
We've not seen a lot of punts tonight.
Well, you don't get to do punt live, so this might be the first time, you know.
Eubanks going to be back to return it. Mahota gets it away.
Good job.
Eubanks going to get himself a chance here. He dances around one guy. Still on his feet, 49-yard line. So Max Eubanks gets a nice return and pretty good field position for Cherokee Bluff.
Right back to where they turned the ball over when they tried to go for it on 4th down and didn't get it. They're right back to the same spot.
So we're almost halfway home here in the 2nd quarter, 6:43 to go. Rusty mentioned a great slate of games for us. Triple header on Friday in Rome. Tomorrow night, great doubleheader at West Versailles. I think you and I both are looking forward to sort of sitting out and tuning in, watching that one.
We'll kick back and let Kaylee and those guys do work tomorrow night and watch some high school football from the house.
Our good friend Matt Stewart, Jeff Sintel on the call for that. Then we'll all be on hand on Saturday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Running play here for Cherokee Bluff. Perry Haynes is the guy toting the football, but another big play defensive. These Longhorns there in the backfield. Once again, getting there to make that tackle. The guy who's been pretty active in the backfield tonight is Tyshawn Knapp, the sophomore defensive lineman.
You've got to turn in tomorrow night and see what's entailed with his jacket.
Oh, there's
what's going to be the choice?
No,
I mean, it is.
It's
you don't want to go jacket for jacket with Jeff Sintel.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be. Was it fuchsia? Is that a color?
Or it's going to be
coral, or one of those like Easter-looking colors. You know that's going to be the case.
He's going to bring it. Opening night.
You know that's the case. Wilson looking to throw. Finds his guy there. 40-yard line, fighting down to the 35. Caleb Cooper, the sophomore fullback, comes with the catch. And here come the Bears.
Great job there. Great call on first down. It's a little flood route. Catch your fullback out in the flat here. Missed tackle.
Almost a little ghost action on that little play action look there.
Yeah.
Going to hand straight up the fullback. How much do you love to see that? Although not much room for Caleb Cooper that time, getting toted after being on the receiving end of a pass prior to that.
I love the play call. Also love what number 10 did. He blew that up. Watch him just there. I mean,
he's starting to establish himself in this game in a big way.
There's a reason why Cherokee Bluff was worried about number 10 right there in the middle. Low center of gravity, powerful, gets upfield. It's a problem.
Wilson going to go under center again, looking to throw it. Got a pretty good throw off, but it was also good coverage that time by Zaid Rogan. Really not allowing that one to develop. The intended receiver is Carlos Marlowe, a senior. They want to get involved in the passing game, but they didn't have much of a chance that time.
Third and 12 right here. Again, this is not in their wheelhouse. Let's see if they maybe try to pick up 5 or 6 and get a field goal out of this.
Yeah, because keep in mind, points of any kind whatsoever keep this a very manageable game.
Yep. And they've killed themselves so far on turnovers.
Yeah.
They have moved the ball efficiently.
Yeah, the deficit probably tells a little bit different story than what the game's actually been.
Roll him right. You better get it.
Let's see if he does it. Got a nice throw through the hands of his intended receiver. Jace Justice could not quite hold on to that one, but that one really had a chance.
Oh, my goodness.
One of the things that Tommy Jones told us this week is, hey, with Justice and with Eubanks, we want those guys making those tough catches in tight spots. And obviously that's a story for the entire season. And I think that's one of those moments right there where they really want to be able to lean on Justice and Eubanks. Probably the two, I would say, most potent pass catching weapons they have. And that's going to be, I think, a season-long story, really trying to get them going.
I'm going to go for this. So try to get the ball into Eubanks' hands here. Kell kind of bracketed him a little bit, safety over top.
So looking at the 4th down situation, they are going to go. He's got time to throw, and he's got a man over there. And they're going to say that he caught it. Nice catch. How about that for Connor Hulsey, the junior? Let's take a look at this again to see if he came down with it.
70 there. Good job. Just hang on a second. Let's see what we got. Yeah.
How about that? Almost a little bit of David Tyree action there for Hulsey. Winning a fun one-on-one battle that time with Sabor in on the defensive side. We're in the red zone here, brought to you by Northside Hospital. Bears on the move.
Nice job.
Big hit, middle of the field, though.
Let's go back, remember that play. Mark that one down, Brandon. 3rd and 12.
Yeah. Perry Haynes was your running back that time. It's 4th down play. It's 4th down play. 4th down play converted, setting up Cherokee Bluff here. Look at the clock, 4.5 minutes to go in our first half. Of course, we've got some great halftime stuff for you, including some fun interviews, but way more football before we get there. 3-yard gain a moment ago for Haynes. Fullback Griffin standing next to him.
Straight snap to Eubanks there. Almost was a wildcat there.
Yeah, good call, good recognition there that Eubanks got a chance to run the ball in kind of a wildcat situation, or a wild bear, maybe they might call that.
Just trying to find ways to get him the ball. And there, look at that. Barker's up the field so quick.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw Eubanks in the receiving end of a reverse earlier and getting a chance in the wildcat situation there. And
illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
So the penalty will back him up there. And it'll keep it 2nd down as well. Cherokee Bluff 11-1 a year ago, make it to the 2nd round of the playoffs. Here's Wilson with time to throw. Going to have to hurry now, though. Pressure coming. Fights free of that. Now going to spin upfield and get to the 10-yard line. Good job of making something out of what had the potential to be disastrous.
Great job there. There's our guy again. I mean, he is causing havoc on every play.
How much does the bigger personnel, extra tight ends, fullback in the game, how much does that help you in that situation?
Well, you've got interior-wise with him. It's one-on-one inside, so he is really winning his battles right now, whoever's in front of him. Here's the thing. You see 10, you see him. These guys they've played a lot of plays in the first half.
That's right.
I mean, they have played a lot of plays. It's the first game of the year. If he can get 7 right here, or even 3, this is what they want to do, kind of wear Kell down.
And if you're curious, and by the way, we'll take a look at the Cherokee Bluff schedule here. Obviously, moving up to 4A here this year. Kell right now, back-to-back road games the next couple of weeks, then in Hall County for games against Chestatee and North Hall. Of course, North Hall made a very interesting coaching hire over the course of the offseason. And certainly a fun schedule there for Cherokee Bluff, kind of getting used to life in 4A there. Of course, that schedule look brought to you by Zaxby's.
They'll come up to my neck of the woods and play Adairsville up in Bartow County, which is a team that really kind of under the radar a little bit. Got some players there at Adairsville. Also got a new Bucky, so Adairsville goes up a notch, obviously.
That's a big story right there.
With the Buckies.
We were talking a moment ago about the weather. So if you're maybe a little curious here, low 80s really when I got here today. Obviously that's still hot, but nowhere near as hot as maybe some of these outdoor games we've had for Corky Kell Classics in the past.
We have played some where cramp after cramp after cramp.
So it's warm, and that's going to have an impact on some of these players a bit, but it's not as hot as maybe it has been.
Yeah.
Now looking at a 3rd and we'll call it 2. There's Wilson with the pitch play, looking for a block. Flag comes in.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was Perry Haynes who had some room to run, and the flag comes in here. So.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see this, because that is a huge call here on the edge.
It really is on what was going to be first down yardage for the Bears, I believe. But there was very little hesitation in throwing that flag.
Nope, he had the right angle, so just a critical penalty there for Cherokee Bluff.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, 10-yard penalty. 3 feet, 3rd down.
So he gets head across right here. You're going to see 14 to bomb the screen. You're going to peel back right here on 4.
That's going to be close, right? That's going to be close.
Listen, it's pretty, it's early in the year for that guy, too. And here's a better angle right here. Does he get his helmet across? Ooh.
Yeah, that's that coaching point, right? You want to be looking at that jersey on the front there, and it's a big call at a critical time, and that's the one thing you're going to say there.
It's a call that Cherokee Bluff is going to want to take an extra look at that one.
That'll make it 3rd and 12 now. Haynes is your running back, acting as a blocker now. Wilson to throw towards the sideline. It's a really nice catch. Going to be short of the first down, but a nice catch over there for Justice.
And it comes back with that. They come back with the same play. Basically, he dropped. And I'll tell you one thing. They're comfortable with him rolling to his right. They double team the edge. Good throw on the run.
Yep. Yeah, nice catch by Justice.
Good job.
Time. Back in the red zone here, brought to you by Northside Hospital.
Now, are they going to take points here? They can't. They're going for it. Yep.
Yeah, one thing Tommy Jones has not shown any hesitation about is being aggressive and going for it on 4th down. And that's one of those things, if you're all in, you got to be all in on that, right? And he's been all in for the most part tonight. And I think.
All right, so they go power right here, I formation, motion. Yep, they got him to jump. Got him to jump on the motion again. That's almost like a no play.
Yeah.
You come up and say, we'll see if we can get this second time they got him to jump on that motion.
Encroachment. Defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a 1st down.
Yeah, smart play. Smart play. Good job by Cherokee Bluff to move those chains and now set up a 1st and goal situation.
Second time they've got them to do that in that situation.
Trailing by 17, under 3 minutes. Points here completely changed the mood in halftime for really both these teams.
Touchdown would be huge right here. The way Cherokee Bluff played in the turnovers to go in, maybe down 7. Or 10.
Griffin's your tailback. Wilson under center as he's been. Griffin going to fight forward. Wall of Longhorns, giving very little room to run now.
They'll take that, though. Got him down to the 1. They'll take that. Run the clock. Be in no hurry. Be second goal from what are we at here? About the 2.5?
Yeah, maybe even inside that. They're going to give him a pretty good spot there. Give him the ball around the 1 yard line.
Got to watch penetration there from those two guys. 10 and 94. Let's see, maybe we get maybe a quarterback keeper bootleg right here, maybe.
Benjamin, your left tackle's an Army commit. Keep that in mind.
44.
It's going to be Wilson straight ahead. Did the quarterback get across the goal line? They're going to say, yes, he did. Cherokee Bluff finds a touchdown.
Big answer by Cherokee Bluff. Big penalty. Flip the field back.
Asher Wilson straight ahead. And the Bears have cut into the lead.
It goes back to him being comfortable under center.
Yep.
If you're a shotgun spread team, that is something you don't want to do right there.
It's a great point. So Arbor will come on again for another extra point opportunity. The chance to fully cut this Kell lead in half. And that's the story.
Tell you, man, it feels like Kell's up 30.
Yeah. That was a big momentum swinger right there. And I think with that touchdown, by the way, we'll give you the Breda Pest Management scoring summary here after the Asher Wilson 1 yard touchdown run. I think that, and by the way, I'll also give credit to Jace Justice, whose catch on 3rd down set up the 4th and short that led to the penalty that led to that. You know, there are a lot of plays that get strung together here.
Yep.
The Justice catch on 3rd down was a pretty big moment. But
defensive stop.
Yep.
Get the ball back to midfield.
I think if you're a Cherokee Bluff, certainly a member of this coaching staff, one of the players, the good things that happen for you now become easy to remember. The moments of drives before fumbling, for instance, or before maybe a costly penalty, or the turnover on downs, that all of a sudden now you're remembering that a lot more because the score just looks a little bit prettier here at the moment.
And you also, as a Coach Jones, you're watching your quarterback kind of grow up before your eyes.
That's right. That's
right.
right.
A couple goals on 4th down. He delivers for you, made some great throws there, good catches. And that gives you a lot of confidence in your young man.
And listen, win or lose, every coach we've talked to this week, they all understand the same thing, that the story of their season will be told many weeks from now. When you get into region play, what happens in postseason. I mean, the Corky Kell Classic, one of the historic season kickoff events in the entire country. This is also a setup for what's going to happen later on in the year there as well.
Opening kickoff was not pretty for Cherokee Bluff.
That's exactly right. Big return earlier, and another chance for that this time, across the 30-yard line. Certainly good field position to set up once again. That's Ryan Barrett there on the return. And be really careful here, giving Bryce Clavin a couple of minutes. Clavin a couple of minutes here and a chance to go into a 2-minute drill because this could be fun to watch.
Go 3-1, go trips to the top. And you don't see them with a fullback or tight end.
No. 5 and 19 have been the two weapons here. Marcavius Sabor, the brother of Clavin, and then Zachary, the freshman. They've been the guys who've been on the receiving end a lot, although credit to T.J. Murray, who also has a touchdown here today. That's a throw there to Hampton. Hampton had the big kick return earlier.
Good tackle.
And he's got 1st down yardage there on 1st down, and if not for that tackle, would have had a whole lot more.
I'm going to tell you what, they blitz both backers, and watch 44 get upfield. See how far he is? Now watch him come back and make this tackle right here. Big time tackle, saved a ton of yards.
Hampton was the starting quarterback a year ago, but you see why they like him a receiver. However, after the big game, they got to move backwards.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
So that'll back them up here. We're looking at 153. As we told you, it's going to be a great halftime show as we kind of set got across the 45-yard line and very close to 1st down yardage again on the run.
That is
just short,
so hard to defend, Brandon.
It is.
That it, on any level, to have somebody spy that.
It's demoralizing.
It is. Do
You're either playing
right.
with 10, which nobody wants to do, because if you're spying a quarterback, that's essentially what you're doing.
Yep.
Or if you feel like you've got everything accounted for, and then he does that, it's just demoralizing. 44-yard line and first down yardage for Davion Hampton. Second catch of the day for Hampton.
Yep. Little bubble out here. Good job fighting off the block. 44 has been impressive for Cherokee. Sophomore.
On both sides of the ball.
Yep.
91 seconds to go here. First down yardage. Pressure coming for the Bears. Clavin shakes it off. Got a big hit. Got rid of the football.
Yep.
Took a big hit, though. And to provide that was Connor Hulsey, the junior linebacker. Also playing some safety, too.
Yep. Yeah. And throws that one away a little bit. Second 10.
You see Zachary kind of move himself around there a little bit. He becomes the middle of that formation of three receivers top of your screen. Here's Clavin to throw, going to try to get rid of it. And nice body control to come down with it. That was Peyton Zachary again.
I mean, this kid, my goodness. He throws this one up for his guy. Watch the body control here. Stop, turn, catch, land.
Coming out party for the freshman.
He's not as big as a minute, but my goodness, this kid can catch and just has a knack.
We're in the red zone presented by Georgia ConstructionCareers.com, and we got more than that.
Yep.
Into the end zone for a touchdown goes the running back, Justin Mitchell.
Yep. That's where it hurts you, man. Those feet. Great job there, too. Riding that carry out and keeping it.
So let me correct myself. You're right. Clavin holds on to the football himself and takes it to the end zone for a touchdown. So dangerous.
Great mesh right there. And this freshman makes a block out on the edge for his quarterback. I mean, what an answer by Kell.
You knew 2 minutes for them would be an awful lot of time.
And they're going to go for 2 right here. They're going to change it up. Yeah, they're going to change it up.
Okay, so they're going to run out the 2-point conversion team up 16 right now with a
encroachment defense, half the distance to the goal.
The block here by 19, the freshman Peyton Zachary right there.
Yeah, big hit.
Goodness gracious.
So the short field here after the penalty going to give Kell a chance to maybe tack on the additional point here, looking to go for 2. Already leading by 16.
Oh, man. That will drive a coach nuts.
Flag comes in again. That's going to move Kell back. And I'm presuming this will...
Offense, 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
Now they'll kick it.
That'll bring the kicking team back on the penalty, and this is the sort of dance you do in the season opener.
77 does not look at 77. He does not want to come off right now.
He does not want to go get coached up after that one, I'm afraid. So Mahota's last field goal, or should say extra point make, also came after a penalty, so he'll line up from 5 yards further back this time. And he's going to miss that one. So he made the previous one, misses that one there. That's worth paying attention to, but the lead, no problem right now. 16 again, 26-10 at the touchdown. Let's see the scoring summary here, brought to you by Breda Pass Management. So Clavin had the big throw to Zachary. That got him in business, and then Clavin pulled it back out, and well, he was on the move. I was trying to tell you we were in the red zone, and then as I'm saying that, he's like, red zone, we're in the end zone. And sure enough, that was the case. Thanks to Breda Pass Management for bringing that scoring summary to you. 64 seconds now, and boy, that score to cut the lead in half by Cherokee Bluff seems like 6 hours ago now.
Great answer right there. Great answer by Kell. 2-minute offense, like you said.
And we've seen Tommy Jones, the head coach of Cherokee Bluff, be pretty aggressive tonight in terms of going for it on fourth down. But just given the makeup of his offense, you kind of wonder, barring some big kick return here, and there's going to probably be a chance for return because we have not seen the ball go into the end zone very much today. But barring some big kick return, you kind of wonder how aggressive he'll be with just over a minute to go.
Yeah, I mean.
By the way, new kickoff guy for Kell this time. And it's kind of like a short onside kick style thing. You know, in there to attempt that kick was Fernando Tavares. It was a short kick intentionally, and
now that might change things a little bit.
Yeah, that's a much shorter field. All of a sudden now the Cherokee Bluff playbook seems to be a better fit.
Be timeouts the Cherokee Bluff have left. 2?
Yes.
Free kick infraction on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Let me correct myself. I believe they still have all 3.
Okay, 3. Yeah.
Kell has used all 3 of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the field position is not bad here. And also keep in mind, for as much as Cherokee Bluff likes to keep it on the ground, they have proven to have 2 dynamic playmakers at the receiver position at the very least. In Justice and Eubanks. Carlos Marlowe is another guy that kind of liked that receiver position too. A basketball player who kind of came into his own a little bit a year ago. So that's a weapon that over the course of the season they want to certainly use.
Better get a body on
shotgun situation here, kind of throwing over top. They got Eubanks there at the 40-yard line. Nice play there. Actually, it's Caden Thompson who comes up with the reception.
They kind of sneak him in there.
Yeah.
Was he out of the backfield? I couldn't see the formation. Nope, just a little pop, and they fake a screen.
Yeah, so Thompson comes over the middle.
Nice play design. Got a flag down the sideline over there. That's sideline warning Cherokee Bluff. Or illegal.
They're going to
formation.
Okay.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Got you.
Our referee getting on a FaceTime tonight.
He is. He is. And boy, that's why he was open. They thought he was dead.
It does help.
Yep.
It does help to get open if the opposing team doesn't think you're eligible.
I was seeing Joshua Barker there, and I watched him. They double-teamed him. You don't see a lot of double team on a defensive tackle from the running back.
Yeah.
But 44 helped his guard out there on 10. Joshua Barker, defensive lineman. You see him shift to his side.
Even after the penalty, Wilson's going to stay in the shotgun, a place he hasn't been a ton tonight. And that's Eubanks who catches the ball 40-yard line. So near the original line of scrimmage and looking at 39 seconds left in our first half.
They roll him out. Trying to set up a different point for him so Joshua Barker doesn't have a point to get to.
Yeah, move away from the middle of the field.
That pocket away from that middle center. Because that defensive line is giving them problems up front.
All I'm qualified to do is speaking to this microphone, but even I can see from up here that maybe getting away from 10 might be a pretty good plan for the offense.
Yep.
Wilson this time going to try the right side rollout. And almost stepping out in front of that one was Zaid Rogan, who's had good coverage a couple of times already tonight, and he almost had a football in his hand and green grass in his eyes.
He floats this one a little bit, and it's inside, so you got to throw that ball to the outside shoulder of your receiver, left it inside, and he's lucky to get that one back.
And that's a throw that I think you would agree with me looks a lot easier on TV than it actually is in real life because it requires accuracy and
and he's running.
And it's on the run, and that's also a deceptively longer throw than sometimes your TV vantage point's going to let you know. So now 3rd and 10, and if you're not careful here, you may give them one more crack at this.
Yeah, they're going to run the ball here because
there goes Griffin up the middle. Yep. Griffin gets first down yardage, and he gets into
now they're going to call timeout. Now call
Longhorn
timeout.
territory. And so they've also done a good job with the clock here. You know, still 27 seconds left, so they've managed the clock part of this pretty well. And I believe that's the first of their 3 timeouts, I believe.
2 timeouts here. You can call anything you want. Coach Jones is working that gum.
Yeah. Of course, his brother Philip Jones, the great coach, also at Brookwood.
Yes. See him Saturday.
And it's just amazing, you know. Of course, our great friend, Coach Dave Hunter, who we love, and a part of this Corky Kell Classic, the Jones family, how well they speak of them. Their father, longtime offensive line coach there for Dave Hunter. So these 2 Jones brothers are as deeply entrenched in the Brookwood culture as one can be. Tommy Jones, of course, head coach at Cherokee Bluff, but grew up loving the Brookwood team, the Broncos, and you know it's such a fun thing to hear about because we also have Keith Maloof coming up on Saturday there as well. The Maloof family, how long they go back in Georgia history, and the Jones family kind of have their own version of that a little bit. Tommy Jones joked and said that when it comes to like skills, he's not quite so sure the Jones family knows much more than coaching football because it seems like that's what they've been doing here for a long time.
Enjoy those 2 men, spend a lot of time around them.
Yeah.
Coach Jones at Brookwood, one of the best.
Well, when you spend time around guys like that, you realize how special the sport of football really can be. Eubanks catches the football, and he's out of bounds there at the 36-yard line. So a little more here, and still a little time left, too, 21 seconds. They have certainly done more on this drive than I think I gave them credit for a moment ago. I thought they might choose to be a little cautious, but they haven't, and their decision has turned out to be the right one.
Now, you've got 2 timeouts, so the middle of the field is in play. Situations like this, people tend to get heavy with that sideline and leave the middle a little bit open. See if they try to pop one right down the middle.
Boy, that's a great piece of analysis. Something to look for here as they go back to work. Wilson going to have to run, though. First down yardage, out of bounds. Clock stops, 15 seconds. So every little bit counts, and Cherokee Bluff getting closer and closer and closer, and they're doing so away from Josh Barker in the middle of the field, who's been so dominant.
He almost got him right there. Runs right out of the arm tackle, but, man, Barker laid out trying to get him down. Now, here again, anything is in play in the playbook here with timeouts left.
One of the things that Tommy Jones says he likes about his quarterback, Asher Wilson, is his quick release. So keep that in mind, that if you're trying to get 2 more plays off here, Wilson's the kind of guy who can deliver it quickly if need be. And this would be a good time to do that. So having to call the final timeout here before the play, that's obviously not what you want there for Cherokee Bluff.
No, you don't want to burn that. Something formation-wise. Look, this is early year. He's trying to calm everybody down. Done this for a long time, but he also knows you cannot waste this moment. Everybody's got to be on the same page. So he regroups everybody, uses his timeout right there.
Hey, we got our halftime show coming up presented by Sports Turf. Our good friend Kaylee Manziel going to be bringing all kinds of great stuff. Looking ahead to our second game tonight, the weekend to come here from West Forsyth, Rome High School, Barron Stadium, and then Mercedes-Benz Stadium there too. All kinds of fun and surprises in store there as well, including some special guests maybe stopping by here a little bit too.
Yeah, we're going to have some here, and we got some coming in Saturday that I hadn't told you about.
Oh, I'm happy to hear about that. I'm happy to hear about that.
A few special guests stopping in Saturday at the Benz. I always come with gifts.
Yeah, listen, Rusty's always well-stocked when it comes to big name folks. Oftentimes a lot of stars next to their name. We sometimes have that, and so that's always a good time. Our Sports Turf halftime show coming up after this. So because of the burn timeout, does that bring the sidelines back in play now? It's either end zone or sideline?
Absolutely. Yep.
So let's see Wilson here rolling right. Pressure coming, gets rid of it.
I know I'm going to shock you, but Barker with pressure. I mean, this guy's motor is insane.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Tommy Jones may know what he's talking about when he says that's going to be a challenge for us prior to this game. And as it turns out, that's indeed the case. So they got 5 yards on the reception, but the clock becomes a problem now.
Now it's got to be a sideline.
Yeah.
You're either sideline or a quick pass to the end zone to give you a time to get your field goal team. You cannot get tackled inbounds. You will not have time to spike it. Quarterback's got to know here, if it's not there, you got to throw the ball away.
Empty backfield this time. Different look for Cherokee Bluff for sure.
Got to throw it away.
He had nowhere to go.
Nope.
Big pass pressure there to bring him down was James Brody, the defensive end.
Yep.
And that's going to end the half.
Just youth. I mean, that's just youth. That's a teaching point for him. You cannot go down in the field, or you got to throw that away. Made a great spin move to get out. He's got to throw that one away.
So big defensive stop to end the half and preserve the lead there for Kell, and they're looking good right now, up 26-10, game one of the Corky Kell Classic. As we told you, we've got a great halftime show coming up, so stay with us and we'll bring it to you right after this.
SMART is sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation.
We fabricate and install HVAC systems, ductwork.
You can't just go to Home Depot and buy our product. You have to build our product.
If you can dream it, we can build it. That's our motto.
Our sheet metal workers are really proud of that work. They want to look back and go to a Falcons game with their family and point up to show what they did.
Hey, does it matter if this leaks?
It don't matter to me, can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands and proper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled construction trades with tuition-free training and our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Hi, my name is Abby Fader. I'm a clinical neuropsychologist here at the Northside Hospital Concussion Institute, and I have specialty fellowship training in concussion evaluation and treatment. Probably the most common way that we see a concussion occurring in football is one of those hits from the side, kind of a blindside hit, in which an athlete doesn't see it coming. And then that mechanism, that blow to the head, causes the brain to move briefly in the skull. So when a concussion occurs, we can have a myriad of symptoms, both physical, headache, dizziness, more cognitive, feeling slowed down, emotional, and sleep-related. In the context of sports and our athletes, they're involved in school, they're involved in their sports and other extracurriculars. The concussion symptoms alone can affect their engagement in these activities, and then being out of this routine can cause symptoms of stress, anxiety, just feeling sad and left out. So our goal here as neuropsychologists is to give them a behavioral plan to stay as involved as possible in school and with their team. Prior to injury, we provide baseline cognitive impact testing, and then if somebody has sustained a concussion, we complete a multidisciplinary evaluation, including cognitive testing, vestibular ocular motor screening, some mood questionnaires, and then exertional testing, depending on the patient's presentation. From that information, we provide a diagnosis on whether or not an athlete has sustained a concussion, and then we can provide really tailored treatment recommendations to their specific symptoms that they're having. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute really provides an innovative model of care in that it houses multiple disciplines under one roof. So patients presenting for care will really benefit from providers that can provide consultation for one another to provide the best consultation for patients. Additionally, providers within the Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute are practicing using the best evidence-based recommendations, meaning they're using the newest and best research to inform their clinical practices and treatment recommendations.
Welcome to the halftime show presented by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. I am Kaylee Mansell, welcomed by Craig Sager, as well as the head coach of Johns Creek, Drew Connell, and Eric Godfrey from Parkview, who I would like to add are setting the precedent really high for the season with the shoe game, guys. I have to applaud you both. You are outshowing me today. Coach Godfrey, let's start with you. Last year you had a young squad. This year coming back with a lot more experience. What do you need to see out of your team today to give you a level of confidence going into the regular season?
Right, yeah, great question. We need to see our guys execute at a high level. Even as early in the season, as much experience we have, we're expecting a lot out of them. So we want to see minimal mistakes and executing at a high level.
And then Coach Connell, I mean, this offseason you're getting your staff together, you're doing all these evaluation process, but now you're here, first game of the season at home. What are you looking forward to?
I mean, obviously we want to see our kids compete. We want to see what they'll do out on this stage in front of these people against a high-power program that we got a lot of respect for. So we're looking forward to seeing them get after it, and as Coach said, just execute and overcome the mistakes.
Now, Coach Connell, I admire what you did over the summer with your squad. Had a tough summer schedule facing teams like Grayson and Milton. Do you think that'll play an advantage in the game tonight?
Obviously, in the summer, we wanted to go against the best competition we possibly could and establish, what we're going to do when we face guys that are 4 stars and 5 stars. And hopefully we've got our kids in a position where they don't flinch tonight.
Yeah, one of those guys is actually going to be playing baseball. Your quarterback, Colin Houck, just recently committed to Mississippi State. So just talk about what we're going to see from him his senior year, big game.
Right, yes, we're super excited about him. He actually flew back in last night from Kansas City, big Under Armour game, 1 for 3, hit a triple. So really good at baseball, really good at football. So, again, we got an experienced line going to help that out and some athletes. So it'll be a fun season to see him enjoy his senior season.
Well, coaches, we're excited for y'all to put on a show tonight here on a Wednesday. I know that's got to be a little bit different for the both of you, but we're wishing you guys the best of luck and thank y'all for coming on. We will be right back after the break.
Motorcycle accidents happen fast.
The driver never saw me.
I wasn't going to let a big insurance company tell me what my case was worth.
Call 1-800-WIN-WIN-1. Gary Martin Hayes and Associates.
They made the insurance company pay.
And there was never a fee until they won my case.
Becoming the #1 certified dealer in all of Georgia was no easy task. It required the highest quality of vehicles at the fairest prices, plus superb customer experiences. Now we've expanded our certified program to include every brand of vehicle. With Beaver Direct, it doesn't matter what brand you choose, they're all certified. Every vehicle will be thoroughly inspected and expertly reconditioned. Each includes a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. Visit us at beaverdirect.com and see for yourself why Beaver Direct is #1.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. Those everyday celebrations that bring a smile to our faces and joy to our hearts. At Ingalls, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature, memorable moments with than family. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Don't let psoriasis get in the way. With Taltz, up to 90% of patients saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Car made a left turn and crashed right into me.
I was seriously injured.
I wanted to know what my case was really worth.
That's why I called Gary Martin Hayes. They got me way more than I expected.
Call 1-800-WIN-WIN-1. Gary Martin Hayes and Associates.
To the halftime show presented by Sports Turf. I'm your host, Kaylee Mansell, joined by Dave Hunter and business manager for GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com, Randy Beal, a great friend of the show, I might add. Randy, we know what makes you stand out personally, but what is it that makes the union stand out?
So, one thing about the difference of construction unions is we're very family oriented. And being a part of this event over the last 3 or 4 years, all of y'all have become a part of our family, from the guys in the booth to the people in the trailer, to you and Ashley and everyone else, and Coach Hunter as well. And so, this year we want to do something special. And on behalf of the trades, we have come up with an award that we want to do. And it is, we're going to do this year the Robbie Hunter MVP Award. And this is a new tradition that we hope will last from now on in the Corky Kell. Coach, on behalf of the building trades, we share in your loss, but we also share in honoring the memory that Robbie has. So, on behalf of us, we just appreciate you. Yes, sir.
My family appreciates it.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Now, Coach Hunter, I know that could be a lot to take in. What a great gesture. What are your thoughts? What's going through your head right now, Coach Hunter?
Well, a lot of grief.
a lot of sorrow, and a lot of thankfulness to Randy and the Corky Kell staff. I'm sure they were all involved. Means the world to me. It's been about a year, and still very difficult.
You know,
but I'm thankful.
We sympathize with you. I can't imagine what it's like to lose a family member. We are your family here as well, and we appreciate you so much. And we will hear more from Coach Hunter after the break. Make sure to go take a look at the Kell High School band first.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
In sports, an edge is everything. Hard work, practice.
Let's stay focused out there.
It all adds up for your athletes. But what about your field? The right surface is a powerful advantage that allows them to train effectively and safely.
Here we go.
And when the lights come on, your team will be ready to win. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. Sports Turf.
This is how we do it.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started.
Now get 2.9% financing for 72 months on a 2022 Ford F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC provides apprentices with free training and careers that are stable and essential to the operation of the modern world. Both craft jobs and management positions offer lucrative pay with benefits as well as the stability of a growing industry. Skilled journeymen in the sheet metal industry are essential to our community now and in the future. Learn more about free technical training with no student debt at our website, careersinsheetmetal.com.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic is sponsored by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports. Coca-Cola, we are in the people business. Georgia's Rome, where the rivers meet and the mountains begin. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Seatbelts save lives. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you to buckle up before every trip. And by Oracy, driving software innovation one application at a time.
Welcome back to the halftime show presented by Sports Turf. Before we head into our next interview, let's take a look at the Kell High School band presented by the Greater Atlanta Bash. Welcome back to the halftime show presented by Sports Turf, and we're going to welcome in our halftime guest, Dave Hunter, presented by Personal Touch Lawn Care. I'm Kaylee Mansell, joined by Craig Sager. Our friend Dave Hunter here has been the executive director of the Corky Kell Classic for a while now. It's been 31 years, Dave. Is that hard to believe sometimes?
It is, but we started in '92 in the Georgia Dome. First event in there, by the way, and we've kept it alive, and it's grown, and I think Corky will be proud of us.
And you know, I got the chance to talk to you earlier. Corky Kell initially started out as only 2 games, and here we are this week. We're going to have 11 games. Could you even imagine that it would turn into this? No, we couldn't imagine that, but you know, we kept growing it and had more teams that were worthy of playing in the game. And for instance, Cherokee Bluff, they've won 10 games, 2 straight years. They're deserving. So, you know, it's grown into a 4-day event. And it culminates in Mercedes-Benz on Saturday. We're excited about the opportunity to bring high school football.
Yeah, certainly has. And I know you made Corky a promise to keep this event going.
I did.
What do you think he'd say just about the sheer size of it and just what it's become?
I think he'd probably caution me a little bit. That was his nature. But he never would squelch your ideas. he was a great friend and a great friend of high school football. And I think he'd look down, smile on us, and say, just keep that event going well.
Absolutely.
Coach Hunter, we touched on it earlier, but teams constantly change in Corky Kell. What does the selection process look like when picking the teams each year?
Well, you've got to be able to have been successful more than 1 year, more than being a flash in the pan. It's got to be a 2 or 3 year deal, and you got to be able to support the game with your fan base, and you know, and you got to be able to have that following and the sellout from the school. Not just the football team, but from the band, the administration, the whole school atmosphere needs to be conducive to us selecting you to play.
And there's so much support statewide, but this year is going to be different with the first ever private school matchup. So just talk about that, just introducing them kind of into this.
Well, we've had private school. We've had Marist in the game before, several years ago, and but we've never had two private schools matched up against each other. And we've gotten a little criticism about that in the past, but we found a way to do that. IJ had an idea, and we all followed through on it, and found a fellowship in Mount Pisgah that were willing to play that early game in Rome. So, we're excited to have them involved, and so we think it'd be a great venue for them, and it's great for their school. It's a televised event for their school. And so it's a big deal for them. It's a big deal for us.
Now, Coach, Corky Kell is constantly evolving and changing to meet the needs of the Georgia high school football fan base. So how can we expect the future to look of Corky Kell?
Well, I think you'll see it continue to be larger schools because they're the ones that can support the game. But you'll also see some key matchups, I think, as we go along, try to get matchups that make good sense, like a rematch of the state championship or the state semifinals, things along those lines. But, I think you'll see some really good contests in the future. We want to focus on making sure we got competitive games.
Well, Coach Hunter, I think we can all agree that there is no other person that could do this position other than you. And for that, we thank you.
Right.
And we will be right back with more football after the break.
Thank you. You're so kind.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingalls Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingalls Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The truck just rolled right over us.
We were seriously injured.
I was scared.
What makes a semi-truck case different? These are serious cases. One wrong move can cost you your future. You need a powerful law firm that knows how to secure the evidence fast. One with resources and experience to go after every dollar you may deserve.
So I called Gary Martin Hayes.
They really do mean business.
Call 1-800-WIN-WIN-1. Gary Martin Hayes and Associates. Right now.
Don't let psoriasis get in the way. With Taltz, up to 90% of patients saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With new cars arriving daily, now's the time to get in and get away. Lease a Santa Fe for $269 a month or get 2.99% APR plus 3 years complimentary maintenance. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Where are you meant to be? Leading teams here, taking paid time off here, letting your skills shine here, or here, or here. Wherever you're meant to be, 110 helps you get there. Based on your skills, we match talented Black job seekers with high-paying careers that don't require college degrees. helping you land the salary, benefits, and work-life balance you deserve. Empower your career with 110 and get to where you're meant to be.
Welcome back live, everybody. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic. Halftime score of Game 1. Kell on top of Cherokee Bluff, 26-10. And we saw really back and forth action from both teams. Cherokee Bluff at times moved the football well. Costly turnovers an issue here. Also, Bryce Clavin, a quarterback, just a load to deal with through the air and getting a lot of guys involved. This was a dynamic first half from Kell, really on both sides of the ball.
I think we saw a little bit of everything. Explosive plays, special teams, miscues, some turnovers. But in the end, number one from Kell has kind of been the difference maker.
In fact, let's show you some of these halftime stats here. You'll get an idea. It's also brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia. You know, for Cherokee Bluff, you're out rushing Kell right now. You're kind of holding your own in the total yardage situation. You've had the football for 16 minutes, 2 seconds. But obviously, the scoreboard's where it matters, and that's where they face the deficit. Those 3 turnovers, a huge reason why.
If you show Coach Jones that's going to be the halftime stats, minus those 3 turnovers, he's ecstatic. But those 3 turnovers, obviously a huge difference, and Kell was able to capitalize on 2 of those 3.
Stuff like that, why coaches don't sleep too well this time of year, and unfortunately that's the latest example of that. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights, and there were plenty of them here. In fact, let's start with
a conversion there.
That's exactly right. It was going to be a touchdown, or I should say a first down conversion, but instead it's a big play there on defense for Cy Simmons, who scooped up the fumble and took it back to the end zone for a touchdown. Those were the game's first points. And then you came back. You saw a field goal opportunity for Cherokee Bluff to kind of get on the board there. And all of a sudden, you got Clavin coming back here. How about the big throw to Marcavius Sabor? That's his brother. And that set up Kell once again there. And more of Clavin, this time finding the end zone with T.J. Murray, the tight end, getting into the end zone. Of course, Cherokee Bluff would have a chance to come back, but the ball would come loose again. And all of a sudden, one of those 3 turnovers became a huge factor there as the Longhorns were able to pick up that football. Then Clavin again, the chance to make a big throw. And how about an unbelievable moment, one of several unbelievable moments from freshman Peyton Zachary, that touchdown. Of course, Cherokee Bluff would come back, and they'd actually cut the deficit in half at one point.
They cut it to 10 right there.
Yeah, made it 20-10.
Yep.
But Clavin and the Longhorns would come back. He'd get a chance to pull out the football and carry it in the end zone for himself. And that's kind of how we got to the score we're at now at 26-10. Of course, those halftime highlights brought to you by the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. And we're actually getting very close this fall to that first induction ceremony for the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. It's going to be a fun one. What a great year this is going to be. And it all gets started with our Corky Kell Classic here right now.
I mean, you start thinking about all the work that went into that Hall of Fame and the class. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Second half going to be a lot of fun here, too. We're just getting going with Game 1 of the Corky Kell Classic. We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll show you the second half right after this.
Thinking about what to do after high school? How about jumping directly into your future? The 22 colleges of the Technical College System of Georgia offer more than 600 programs to prepare students for the real world. From business to healthcare to professional and technical services, our graduates go straight into a career. And tuition, surprisingly affordable. At TCSG, you will succeed sooner. Apply today at succeedsooner.com.
There are no words to describe the perfect pairing of Zaxby's hand-breaded fingers and our 12 delectable sauces. But there is a sound, and that sound is The Zaxby's Chicken Finger Plate with endless sauce abilities. Only at Zaxby's.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Hey, you need any help?
Violation. Too many men on the field.
Superior training means that jobs manned by skilled trades unions take less time with better craftsmanship than workers who are not trained through an apprenticeship program. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
The Corky Kell Classic is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Welcome back, everybody. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel here in the broadcast booth at Johns Creek High School. Kaylee Manziel helping man the situation down there in our host chair, along with Craig Sager Jr. and an entire collection of folks here as we're underway, about to be second half game one, the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic. And a chance at a return for Peachtree Ridge here on that opening kickoff here in the second half. And able to get the football that time was Landon Kemp, and that'll be where the Bears go back in business, trailing by 16 and just underway in quarter number 3.
Teaching point here, Brandon. Listen, we had 3 turnovers. We were still able to move the ball. You're not only playing for this half, you're trying to create that momentum and teaching as we go forward as a season. But so far, Cherokee Bluff has shown signs of doing what they want to do. They cannot turn the football over.
Keep in mind, Tommy Jones told us this week, a program that's been building itself since 2017. This is, he says of Kell, the best team we've played thus far. This is, of this television stage, the biggest stage we've been on. So learning experience thus far for the Bears, and on first down, running opportunity for Jalen Carroll. That's the junior getting involved.
Hey, a little different from him, a little more twitch out of him. A little tall sweep, don't see it much. In space right here at the strong side, good move in space there. Makes a guy miss and picks up 5 yards. They'll live with that. That's exactly what they want to do. But like what I see out of Carroll, I believe that's his first carry tonight.
Our old friend Troy Sadowski, the former Georgia tight end, you know he loves that toss sweep. Those tight ends love blocking on the edge for one of those.
I mean, Larry Munson must have said tall sweep 4 billion times in the 80s.
That's exactly right. What I wouldn't give to hear that again.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
2nd and 6 now after the carry for Carroll. Up the middle goes the run. That's been tough sledding as of late. No different that time.
Okay, so see a little game within the game adjustment. Okay, we feel like we need a little more speed probably here. They get Carroll in the game, a little bit more twitch. That's an adjustment you're seeing here by Cherokee Bluff early in the second half.
So it makes for a manageable 3rd down. Call it 3rd and 2. Cherokee Bluff using a bit of a deliberate pace here right now. Kell's got that line of scrimmage stacked. They think they know what's coming here, and the formation would certainly seem to tip that off.
Yeah, come right at them there.
Yeah, hitting the backfield.
First down, I think. They give it to him? Yep, yeah, they gave it to him.
Okay, so they're going to give it to him and move the chains
forward there.
Yeah.
How about Larry Munson saying he learned from Vin Scully about being quiet in a big moment, and the Lindsey Scott moment, he keeps everybody in the box.
1980 Georgia, Florida, that was the story.
Are you kidding me?
Story taking the page from Vin Scully.
Wow.
Some folks wish I'd take the page and shut up every now and then.
Me too. I learned that from hearing that. Shut up, Rusty.
Somehow the message from the great ones hasn't quite made its way down to me yet.
Saying they got him again. Got him again on the defensive end on that motion. This time on Cherokee Bluff.
Yeah, so what has worked well to their advantage works against them that time, yeah.
Number 7 here, defensive end from Kell, looked up like, that wasn't me this time, Coach.
And we'll remind you, it is game 1, and you're starting to see penalties be the story of a game like this, the way that you oftentimes expect it to be. We haven't seen those customary like quarterback center issues yet. Maybe the time that Cherokee Bluff spends under center is one of the reasons why for that. Oh, football came loose again, and a big hit. The unfortunate punishment there for that. In there to make a big hit was Justin Logan, the linebacker. That's a guy that's got a couple big offers from Colorado, South Florida, 6'3", 210 pounds. An example of the kind of long, lean defense that Kell has. And boy, Perry Haynes had to be the loneliest guy in the world, knowing that somebody was coming for him with that football right there on the ground. Yeah, Logan, good-looking athlete. I've been impressed with the athleticism of Kell really on both sides of the ball. Throwing is Wilson. Got a man, but over his hands, not able to connect with Carlos Marlowe. We told you about Marlowe earlier. That's a guy they want to kind of put in that same category with Justice and Eubanks, receivers they think they can really trust. That was the first target for Marlowe in the game, and our first cramp appears to, at least I'm assuming that's a cramp, our first cramp of the night seems to have popped up here. You see Tommy Jones on your screen, former head coach at Decula, the brother of Philip Jones, who we'll see on Saturday from Brookwood, the head coach there, and Coach Jones done a great job with this Cherokee Bluff team. 11-1 a year ago. Second round of the playoffs for one of the newest programs here in the state of Georgia. Of course, Kell, named after Carlton Corky Kell, the namesake of the Corky Kell Classic. Wilson sitting up kind of a screen here, finds his running back, but man, big play there by Reed Silver, the linebacker, just ate that one up. That'll bring up fourth down. Tried to go with a little bit of a throwback there on that screen, but Silver was having none of that. So I haven't seen a ton of punts today, but you will see one coming from Cherokee Bluff here. It is high, tight spiral, bouncing around the 30, taking a little bit of a Bears roll down to the 25. So nice flip of the field there for Cherokee Bluff. Good job that time by Austin Essex to set up good field position defensively for Cherokee Bluff here. So Kell going back on offense. We'll come back and show it to you. 26-10 is our score. 8:15 in the third quarter. Game one of the Corky Kell Classic.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic is sponsored by Gatorade, Fuel Tomorrow, the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association, CareersInSheetMetal.com, building a solid future. Gordo's, Fiesta every day. The Mechanical Trades Institute, the best kept secret everyone should know about. And by Peachtree TV, Atlanta's own.
It's a lovely day. Cars built with safety in mind, even for those guys.
Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the spacious 2022 Atlas. Limited inventory available.
Come on! Saving at the pump can be a pain. Skip the pin pad and save. Pay from your phone. And with BP Me Rewards, you can instantly get 5 cents off every gallon. Every time.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your two favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Shop Academy Sports and Outdoors 3-day online-only sale and get up to 50% off the best brands. Buy online and pick up in-store. Plus, get free shipping on most orders over $25. This 3-day sale ends Wednesday, so visit academy.com now.
Don't let psoriasis get in the way. With Taltz, up to 90% of patients saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
The Volkswagen Taos. German engineering everyone can get into. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the 2022 Taos, starting at $23,495. Limited inventory available.
Back here live, 26-10 our score. Third quarter, game one of the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic. Brandon Adams, Rusty Mansell. a great look at both of our cheerleading squads here, kind of getting this event started in style here tonight. Johns Creek, of course, doing a great job hosting the event. We'll see them later on in Game 2. For right now, though, another look there at Bryce Clavin, the outstanding quarterback for Cal, who's been dynamic arms and legs and showing off the ladder on first down there.
Almost the same play he scored on, but this time number 4, Jordan Justice from Cherokee, was able to get off and get that tackle, get him to the ground.
Justice, of course, Jordan Justice, the cousin of Jace Justice, a guy we've seen involved in a couple of nice plays offensively, and Jordan, his cousin, making a big play there. Really maybe one of the strengths of the Cherokee Bluff defense there on the back end. Here's Clavin to throw. Who else but the freshman Zachary once again? I got a tweet during halftime saying that Zachary's got that dog in him, and I would say that is indeed the case thus far.
Yeah, they sneaked T.J. Murray in at tight end. I thought, man, that's a different formation there, but they come back to their little young playmakers. First time I've seen them go with a tight end.
Yeah, keep in mind, Murray had the touchdown a little earlier in the first half, too. So
got a player down. We cramping a little bit here.
Yeah, so after not really being much of an issue in the first half, that's been an issue a couple of times now here in the third quarter. So maybe that heat starting to catch up to you a little bit.
And we talk about this. This is kind of a little inside joke for me and you. You know, teams come out for an hour and warm up before the game, but come out at halftime, they warm up for 3 minutes and they come back in. So, you know, I don't know if this is something you'll see right here. That's twice as we come out of halftime.
Yeah, it's a different thing for sure. And we'll go ahead and do the injury report here presented by Northside Hospital. It does appear that he's okay, and it does appear that's just a cramp there for Caden Thompson, who we saw have a nice catch a little earlier. You know, somewhat ginger walking off, but that appears to be all the telltale signs of a cramping situation for Thompson. So hopefully he's fine and able to return to the game, but we'll call that your injury report presented by Northside Hospital.
That is an excruciating pain.
It is.
One of those, oh, my goodness.
You wake up in the middle of the night with one of those cramps.
Oh, my goodness. That's when you know you're getting a little.
Is that a sign of that? There goes a big throw again and caught over the shoulder. It doesn't get any prettier than that for Jaden George to the end zone for a touchdown, about 60 yards on the strike.
Man, how young is this bunch? Sophomore, junior quarterback delivers a strike.
Kell is going to be a problem for years to come, it would appear, based on these pass-catching targets, and that was fantastic for Jaden George.
The touchdown is good. Sideline warning, Kell.
So we'll remind you for Bryce Clavin, we've told you the story, the former Oklahoma baseball commit and a guy that really has a chance to be a very high, future, professional draft player, a shortstop, but making his case to be a quarterback here right now and doing very nicely at it.
There's going to be some questions. Again, everybody tells me, this guy's a huge money baseball prospect. So was Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He's Kyler Murray, but you know what I'm saying? It's this guy's looks to be a very special football talent, and he's going to have opportunities if he tells schools that he might be interested in that side of it.
Up 22, they'll try to make it 24. They'll use a kind of jet sweep type play to get that, but a nice job tackling to prevent that from happening. So good job there to prevent the try there. Coming in to make the tackle that time was Ryan Ackerman for Cherokee Bluff. We'll see the touchdown again. Clavin striking with Jaden George here from 60 yards out. Scoring summary, of course, brought to you by Breda Pest Management. And, this baseball quarterback is going to be such a thing. We talk about Colin Houck. We'll see tonight for Parkview. Very good baseball player. Dylan Lonergan. The quarterback of the 7A, that's obviously Brookwood on Saturday. The quarterback of the 7A state champion a year ago, Sam Horn, was a very good quarterback. I actually talked to Eli Drinkwitz back at SEC Media Days, the head coach at Missouri, about that decision of, you're recruiting a guy that you may lose to baseball. And for Drinkwitz, listen, he says, we just need good players. We'll take the risk that you might be a baseball player, but if we can get a good player, we want a good player in our program. And the high school coaches that we talked to this week were kind of the same thing there as well. If you've got a talent, you're not worried about divided allegiance because obviously the true talent's the real rare commodity.
Yeah, and I applaud these kids. There's so much that goes into being a high-level baseball prospect and to face the pressure of, I might get drafted or I might go to the SEC, all those things.
That is indeed the case. And obviously so many things, but the competitive part of that translate. You know, if you know what it feels like to hold the bat in your hand in a pressure situation, you know what it feels like to hold the pigskin in your hand, and kind of the same kind of thing. And, you know, it's that competitiveness that really translates.
Yep. Somebody did text me and said, Kell looks like Oklahoma State. You know, they haven't looked like Texas for a while.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it is a little bit more of an Oklahoma State look. They call it copper.
Yep.
Muhota's kick is short once again, which makes for another return opportunity. And once again today, a guy who we've seen carry the ball a few times in these kick return situations, Landon Kemp, gets pretty good field position for the Bears. But this space between, like, say, the 30 and the 30 hasn't been the issue.
No.
They've moved the football pretty well around there.
Yep.
It's been, you know, finishing off these drives thus far.
That's what they'll build on. Look, we've got to convert in the red zone. But what we're doing to get there is our positive. But obviously, look at Kell, how explosive they are. A lot of teams are watching Kell tonight going, oh, goodness.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a message.
A little different packets they're bringing to the table this year.
And, you know, one thing that Tommy Jones, the Cherokee Bluff coach, told us was that a lot of the guys that graduated last year, you see another big play defensively, once again in the backfield. A guy that's really lived in that backfield a lot here tonight. And there, once again, is Tyshawn Nat. How many times have we said that, it seems like?
Look at those guys. Look at get off the block. Trail the pulling guard, come backside, make the tackle.
Keep in mind, Nat early in the game forced a fumble and recovered a fumble, so he's been quite active here. But to finish the point I was making is a lot of the seniors that graduated for Cherokee Bluff a year ago were guys that really started the program. You want to go back to, you know, that sort of 2017 time. And this is a little bit of a next chapter for Cherokee Bluff, kind of like that next group to come through here. And growing pains, I think, to a degree are somewhat expected. Wilson under center after the lost yard on first down. Sweet play once again. Running back getting across the 35-yard line, really up about the 36. Nice job that time by Jalen Carroll, who's provided a little bit of spark this far in the second half.
Not the biggest guy, but he looks like the fastest guy so far we've seen for Cherokee Bluff. And, you know, picked up a little yardage there. You're behind the chains on 2nd and 12 there. So you, instead of being 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 8.
Carroll, part of a quartet of running backs, trying to replace what Jaquan Smith provided a year ago, 1,600 yards for a team that went 11-1. So there is a lot of offensive identity to be reestablished here now. Wilson looking to throw. Sidelines got Justice there. Toe taps pretty well, and going to get a first down there. Nice job by Justice.
Flag down here.
Flag. Watch that.
Yep. Nice job.
Yeah, really good job by Justice. Let's see if it stands up. Wilson's starting to settle down. Look pretty comfortable here.
Stands out about Ashton. He looks comfortable outside the pocket. You know, he's making some good throws.
Yeah, he has not had a problem really throwing on the run. He's been asked to do that a good bit.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
That's interesting.
So now it's Bobby May's turn to sit there and stew, because he's got a 22-point lead, and he's got now 15-yard penalties tacking on. And we'll see the penalty here ourselves. You know, May's not going to like this at all.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You see that bottom of your screen.
He tried to let go, but, it's too late at that point.
Yeah, the eye in the sky doesn't lie, as they say, unfortunately, if you're a Kell Longhorn fan there. Carroll stays in at running back, gets the carry, and he has hit the backfield.
Yeah. Tell you what, they made an adjustment. They brought a backer there.
Yeah, that was Elijah Washington came flying in. James Brody as well.
See an extra man coming here. Good job right there. Coming, just more people than they can block.
Yeah, Brody first man through. Washington will give him, credit for that as well. But and that's what happens when you got so much attention being paid to those defensive linemen. Some of the other guys are freed up to start doing things.
Especially on the edge.
How about Wilson in the shotgun now? We have only seen him sparingly in this role so far today. Pressure coming backside, trying to get the football to his man Jordan Justice, but that's incomplete.
Team we cover, University of Georgia. George Pickens, talking about wide receivers.
That's
has
right.
Created a monster buzz in Pittsburgh.
It's really something to see.
It's every day.
Yeah. Well, you had the feeling that a guy like Pickens was going to be the kind. I mean, Pittsburgh's a blue-collar town, right?
No doubt.
And they want their wide receivers to play like football players.
That's right.
Pickens is a football player. He likes the physical part of the game. He likes the competitive part of the game. This is not a prima donna wide receiver.
No.
And you had a feeling that the Steelers fans, because of the makeup of that city, were going to like him.
Pickens had a little Rusty Mansell on him, and he didn't care for homework.
Yeah.
We're good in workouts and practice. Homework just didn't fit us as well.
Illegal substitution. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Illegal still third down.
I probably know a little something too about
I
that
had
in
him
my
waiting
own
for
life.
his timeout.
No doubt.
Boy, how about those students having a great time? And that's one of the fun things we get a chance to see, Rusty, is the big turnout. And this is why the teams are selected so carefully for the Corky Kell Classic, because they are good teams that bring big followings. And while there's a place for teams of all sizes and all levels, obviously in the state of Georgia, there is something about the beginning of the season just showcasing the massive size of football in our state. I know that's something you and I both are incredibly proud of. And we'll come back and talk a lot more about it after this. For now, though, it's Kell on top here, Game 1 of the Corky Kell Classic.
So when I got in the program, I was 18. At the time, I think the most appealing thing was, I could start out going to school and making money while I'm going to school. Not coming out in 4 or 5 years, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. That was the biggest attraction to this. I got in 3 days after graduation and hadn't looked back.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Welcome back, everybody. Johns Creek High School for Game 1 of the Corky Kell Classic between Kell and Cherokee Bluff. More to come on that. But first, let me remind our high school football players in the audience that the Atlanta Falcons and Ticketmaster have partnered together for an all-new high school football ticket program. For more information on how you can get a free ticket to see the Atlanta Falcons play, visit atlantafalcons.com/high school tickets or scan the QR code on the bottom of the screen. So check that out for a great offer. Our friends with the Atlanta Falcons, who had a preseason opener last week in Detroit, and now getting ready for year 2 of the Arthur Smith era. So exciting opportunity there for folks to get a great ticket offer from our friends with the Falcons. Back here, live action, 3rd and 15 now for Cherokee Bluff. Wilson throwing, had a man, but through the hands of Carlos Marlowe. That'll bring up 4th down.
And Brandon, we obviously what we've been through the last 2 years, and you get a picture of that. It's got to have that one. You look at this, you look at the student section and realize when it's not there, you know how important it is to high school and the high school experience. I mean, these kids will never forget playing the Corky Kell.
Yeah.
These students will never forget being here supporting their team. So, it's just a whole high school experience. And when you lose it and things like we went through and week to week things, but man, it is so good to see people living again and seeing these high school kids getting to enjoy their experience.
Well, halftime I actually kind of walked around a little bit because it's actually a pretty nice night. It's not. It's very pleasant right now, and you do just sort of see band playing, folks having a good time. Of course, punt away here. little spiral, going to bounce around the 20, take a bit of a Bears roll out of bounds around the 11. But I really just felt like I was soaking up that atmosphere because the sense that I got, whether it be Parkview, Johns Creek fans waiting for the next game or these Kell and Cherokee Bluff fans enjoying the game they've been waiting for many, many months, everybody having a great time, including that guy right there on the screen, Joshua Barker, terrific defensive lineman.
Young lady that works for us on Score Atlanta, Lacey Daniel. She is a senior at Noonan High School.
Okay.
Brandon, she went her freshman year. Her sophomore year was COVID. Her junior year was a tornado that tore the school down. This is the first time she has been in class since her freshman year.
Yeah,
and to get to enjoy the high school experience, you never take it for granted anymore.
Yeah, I mean, heaven forbid we ever take anything for granted ever again.
Yep.
And obviously it just feels so good after a great year. A year ago to be, in this spot here right now, and so much anticipation what the weekend's going to hold here in the Corky Kell Classic as the Longhorns get back after it offensively. I found this to be interesting, Rusty. So Kell called the Longhorns, obviously named after Corky Kell, the namesake for our tournament. But Corky also had a farm, North Georgia. He had Longhorn cattle, and that's where the Longhorn name kind of came from. So I enjoyed learning about that a little bit this week.
And when boy, this guy's scary.
Yeah, that's that freshman once again. How about that down the sideline?
It took me a minute. Isaiah McKenzie's it gives you that.
Peyton Zachary, he does kind of give you that vibe a little bit. Of course, McKenzie from American Heritage down there in Plantation, Florida. Great program, along with Sony Michelle down there. We actually did a game down there many years ago. That was something to see. Chains move for the Longhorns. That's going to be a low, incomplete pass. Not quite there for Mikel Dillon, who would have been Dillon's first catch of the night. And one of the rare miscues for Clavin.
One last thing I'll say is, as we end that discussion, what a decision by the Georgia High School Association, Robin Hines, State Executive Director, to get that season we had 2 years ago and to finish it out under some crazy, nobody had experience like that. But what a decision by his staff and him.
Oh, I think it's exactly right. And, listen, we've seen challenges of leadership a lot over the last couple of years in a lot of ways, including the new reclassification and a lot of new stuff around the state. But the sport in this state seemingly just gets bigger and bigger with every single season. And I know how proud you are of that, much the same way I am. Justin Mitchell, the running back, the junior, getting a chance to get involved. And, we told you before about Jonathan Dwyer, running backs coach here, and trio of backs kind of getting some carries. That's one thing that both teams have in common. In a lot of ways, these two teams couldn't be more different, but the depth at running back and the willingness to kind of get a lot of guys involved offensively, certainly an example of that. Here's Clavin on the run. Had a man, but couldn't quite connect with his intended receiver, Landon Mays, that time. That'll bring up fourth down. Kell actually went on a nice run to make the playoffs a year ago. Won 5 of the final 6 games. Drew the unfortunate draw of Buford in the first round of the playoffs.
Man, I tell you what, I went up and watched Buford practice the other day, and we're going to have them on versus North Cobb the night before Georgia, Oregon.
Boy, what a good weekend that's going to be.
And I'm telling you,
it's going to be a great weekend.
That is one of the most explosive Buford teams there is.
So, obviously, the story is a state championship here would make them the first team in state history to win a state championship in every classification.
Yeah,
and
I heard about that. Yep.
Moving up to 7A. I mean, how would you, I don't want to say handicap, miscue there on the punt situation. Yep. And that's the one issue that has not been solid, completely for Kell tonight. They've had a few special teams miscues, and that's an example there. And, be careful here if you're Kell, because all of a sudden a nice lead is put in somewhat jeopardy by giving very good field position to Cherokee Bluff. After that miscue on the punt, low snap, really the first low snap we've seen tonight. No chance for the punter Mohutta to even come up with that at all, because I think the snap was just too low. But that's good field position for Cherokee Bluff. Let me let you finish real quick. How do you view Buford in 7A right now? Same region as Collins Hill, the team that won it a year ago.
Favorite to me. Now, this thing's so deep.
That's a big statement.
So deep, but favorite to me. I mean, it is. They're loaded.
Big statement to make, but not necessarily inaccurate. Running play on first down.
You got a very explosive team, and then you add an All-American running back in Justice Haynes.
Coming over from.
I mean, that is a. I mean, and they're deep now. He's not the only guy.
Yep.
So.
quite a story to follow throughout the year, and we're looking forward to doing that with you. And that Buford North Cobb game going to be a blast too. Really, North Cobb still has plenty of talent. That's still a very talented team, including an outstanding.
Oh, listen, they're not going to ease through this.
Yeah.
I mean, 7A in Georgia is still grown man football, but if you're asking me my thoughts early on them, to me, they're the team right now that I would say that on paper, what I've seen would be the early favorite, but there's a long way to go in Georgia high school football.
I also think Carrollton in 7A is kind of a fun thing here this year too, because of the quarterback.
I tell you something, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much you want at Carrollton in the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's a really good-looking young quarterback coming through there.
Man, they've got some linemen with him. Yeah. They got some young players with him. Julian Lewis goes by the name of Juju. I got a chance to watch him last Friday night. He's a freshman quarterback, and he's special.
Fun to have Valdosta Lowndes back in the same region,
sure.
too. And here we go on a running play there. Caleb Cooper just going up the middle and doing what Cherokee Bluff likes to do, keeping on the ground and moving the chains in the process here. And the Bears trying to take advantage of the special teams miscue a moment ago, and certainly Cooper's helping them with that.
Talk about new teams. We kind of flash forward into Friday. Kennesaw Mountain and Cass.
Yep. 2
teams. Now, this is interesting because we're doing this game. We'll talk more. Kennesaw Mountain, 31 seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Cass, 13 of 95 are only seniors for them.
Very different contrast there in the red zone here, presented by Northside Hospital and
Toss.
Here we go. Trying to find the outside.
Nice
that time
job.
was Perry Haynes.
Both players.
Yeah, good football play all the way around.
I call that a soccer sign-up increase play because a mom sees that play and they're in soccer sign-ups.
Yeah, Haynes didn't shy away from that contact, not one bit. So give him about 3 or 4. We'll call it 2nd and 7, but he may have gotten close to 6 that time. Or I should say gotten close to 4 that time. We're now under 2 minutes in our third quarter. Lone receiver at the bottom of your screen is going to be Caden Thompson. He left the cramp earlier, but he's back in now. This is Carroll. He's shown some speed tonight. And he's going to make it 3rd and short here after that carry.
You know, we saw a Carver team last year.
Yeah.
Take, for example, Cherokee Bluff. You look at this team and you think, man, what can they learn? We watched Carver Atlanta last year, game 1.
Yep.
Just not look really great.
That's right.
Guess what? I saw Carver Atlanta in game 15 last year in the
exactly
state
right.
championship.
It is a story told over the course of many months, and it's where you finish and not where you start.
Yep.
But Cherokee Bluff may have a statement to make here. They're far from done here this evening.
Absolutely.
On a 3rd and 2 with a fullback behind them and a man in motion. The hand to Carroll up the middle. He's going to shake off a tackle, fight his way towards the goal line. He's going to be down right around the goal line, and he's going to get a fresh set of downs for the Bears.
Junior running back here. Carroll's gave him a little burst. Watch how quick he hits. Watch how quick he's into the 2nd level. That's the difference for him. See how slippery he is right there. Not the biggest guy. My man 75 there tried to help him out.
He really did. I tell you, watch this again.
Watch Benjamin.
I don't know where the knee goes down here, but look at this football. Look at that. That's close.
Close, yep. Touchdown should be there.
A little bit of a rugby scrum there near the goal line, and touchdown is the result. And Cherokee Bluff cuts into the lead. Asher Wilson keeping it himself. So new score here with an extra point pending, 32-16 with 24 seconds to go. Got a little bit of a, you call it a bush push, the old Reggie Bush move for Wilson to help him get into the end zone.
Boy, that was a play, huh?
It really was. Of course, that coming against Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming in number 5 in the polls here for the first year for Marcus Freeman as head coach. Already making a lot of noise in the recruiting trail, though. It looks like Cherokee Bluff going to try to turn this into a 14-point game here. That's what the book would tell you to do. And that is indeed what they're going to attempt here. That's math even I can understand. Big power set. Man goes in motion. Wilson looking to throw on the run towards the end zone, but not able to come up with it. Was his intended receiver. Carter Dahm was who it was for, and that's a stop on the try for Kell, and that keeps the score where it is at 32-16. So similar spot to where Cherokee Bluff was in the first half, staring at cutting the lead in half, and that's kind of what it is here, 32-16, kind of halfway there. After the Wilson 1-yard touchdown run a moment ago, we'll make this the Breda Pass Management scoring summary. The special teams miscue for Kell, one phase tonight where they probably have been, less than stellar, and that creates opportunity for points for Cherokee Bluff.
Great. I mean, this young man's making his first start in high school football on TV. Very talented team. Like what I've seen, showing some fight.
Yeah, you've seen no quit in Cherokee Bluff whatsoever. There's still 12 minutes to come here, so you're talking about, a couple of touchdowns, a couple of two-point conversions. But the issue remains, what do you do with the incredibly potent offense that Bryce Clavin and these long ones bring?
Bad feeling right there, my man.
Yeah. Yeah, you start to see a little bit more of that cramp situation start to be a little bit of an issue here. And as your mom and daddy will tell you, drinking water when you get hot and tired out here, it's already too late, right? That had to happen earlier this week.
You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it, but, Jim Donnan maybe at home right now screaming pickle juice. Get somebody get some pickle juice in them. But,
that's right. Of course, you see down the bottom of your screen the great collection of games we'll be showing you throughout the week. We'll start filling in those scores. You're talking about Kennesaw Mountain earlier. Yeah. I think one of the great stories in Georgia, really, you're talking about a group of seniors 10-2 for their junior year, 0-10 in the freshman year. What a remarkable turnaround that is.
I mean, Caleb Carmine done a tremendous job there. We start talking about quarterbacks. They got a guy, Cayman Prangley's a senior. I think people are really going to be interested in watching him this year. He's going to pick up some offers as the season goes on. Big 6'2" kid with a live arm. He's got two outstanding receivers, Caden Lee and Jalen Taylor.
Xavier Diaz gives the kickoff. And a fair catch situation there for Kell. So Zachary, the freshman.
Cass has explosive players too, like a Sokovie White.
Oh, yeah.
24 guys picked up at Georgia off.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Sokovie. There are a lot of guys I'm looking forward to seeing here.
Yes.
But really on both sides of the ball to see how Sokovie White is used. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yep.
And Lee for, Kennesaw Mountain is so much the same way. I will say this. I think you saw this some last year with Rabun County a little bit, is that having a lot of seniors brings its own level of pressure. It becomes a season that's circled, and, certainly based on classification, the Kennesaw Mountain expectations may be a little bit different than it was for Rabun County with Gunner Stockton a year ago. But that's a lot to live up to when you have that many seniors, when everybody's had this year circled for a good number of years.
Yep.
That's a lot to play with week in, week out.
Yep. What an atmosphere last year in Thomasville, Georgia.
Oh, my gosh. One of the great moments of my high school football life to see that game.
Look at this ball.
How about that big throw? Not able to come up with it. He was trying to get Markavia Sabre. They connected on a big one earlier today, but not that time.
Thomasville, one of the best high school atmospheres we've seen. And I'll tell you this.
And I hadn't been there before. I don't know how many times you traveled down there.
I hadn't been there for a game, but I'll tell you this. What we'll never forget about that night. Gunner Stockton took a beating.
He did.
Blood all over him. Had to change his uniform at halftime. He was the last person to leave that field, hugged, kissed, pictures, autographs for those kids, and that's what high school football is all about, man.
Running play for Justin Mitchell. It remains to be seen what Gunner Stockton's going to be at the college level. He has obviously all the potential in the world, but no one will ever question his toughness because
my goodness.
He took it
from the
over and over.
Series.
Yes, over and over, and that Thomasville crowd was all into that game. That was what high school football is really all about.
That place was
I was glad we saw
rocking.
it. I was glad we saw it. All right, that's going to bring our third quarter to an end here, and Kell right now nursing that lead, although still willing to take big shots down the field too. So we got a fun final 12 minutes here coming up, and we got another big game coming up after that. So make sure you stay right here with us.
Not everyone hits the roads early each morning. Now you're not left behind.
With Wake Up Atlanta on Peachtree TV from 7 to 9.
It's first alert traffic when you need it.
It just makes sense to get your traffic alerts as rush hour rages on.
And First Alert forecast to help you plan ahead before Georgia weather changes.
And all the Atlanta news you need first to help you plan your day. Wake Up Atlanta from 7 to 9.
Only on Atlanta's original local station, Peachtree TV.
Georgia Power is here with a little reminder of how easy it is to save energy at home. Because it's often as simple as a twist, or as easy as a lift. It could be a little squeeze, or maybe just a pull. These small changes can make a big difference, helping you save energy for the bigger things in life. Visit GeorgiaPower.com for tips and programs to help save energy and money.
This is supersonic Wi-Fi from Xfinity. It's fast.
So gaming with your niece has never felt more intense.
Hey, what does this button do?
No, don't!
Welcome to the fastest internet on the largest gig speed network.
Are you crying, Uncle Ed?
No! A little.
Only from Xfinity. Unbeatable internet made to do anything, so you can do anything.
It is the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic with Kell on top of Cherokee Bluff, 32-16. Getting ready to get going here to begin the fourth quarter. Brandon Adams, Rusty Mansell, Kaylee Manziel, and Craig Singer Jr. down there in our host chairs, and pass pressure coming from Cherokee Bluff on that third down play. And
what I like about that, he didn't take us.
First-year coach Bobby May, not a first-year head coach, but first time there at Cal. I thought this number on May was incredible. When you look at 44 of his former players at Westlake playing college football right now, 24 of those at the Division I level.
So loaded.
Yeah.
They're loaded again. They were loaded, dude. He did a great job.
That's a loss of down.
I got him for
fourth down.
Well, maybe that wasn't so smart, but the thought counts there.
Sure.
Getting rid of it, didn't want to eat the sack, but Coach May's done a tremendous job. Got a lot of respect for him. I've watched him in a lot of closed settings where, you know, it's practice and you see who a person really is. Just got a lot of respect for him, and he coaches these kids hard.
He really also bragged on the administration at Cal and kind of the buy-in that exists there.
Sure.
And, you know, for coaches, you're thinking about that kind of stuff. You're thinking
huge.
about who's working for you, who you're working for. And I think pretty clearly that was something that Coach May kind of liked about this opportunity.
Well,
punt out of the end zone.
Man.
Lucky to get that away. Nice rush coming. Ball's going to bounce, and field position has not really been a problem for Cherokee Bluff today.
That's something that worked out. Now, if you get a quick score here, now, Brandon, this thing get interesting real quick. And I'll tell you this, not the guy to be really quoting right now, but love John Calipari's quote one time: "Administrations wins championship,
yeah,
not coaches."
John Calipari had some very different quotes as of late.
Oh my goodness, man, what he.
Let's see the high school scoreboard here presented by. Yeah.
Not backing down.
No, I'll give Stoops a lot of credit for that too. High school scoreboard presented by Coca-Cola, of course, where we are right now, 32-16, and you see right there on your screen 3 important words coming up next. Johns Creek Parkview is going to be a blast. First of all, this stadium, there's all kinds of Gladiators fans already here. They're ready to go, and I got to tell you, we saw a young Parkview team a year ago.
Yep.
A very different looking bunch coming back a year later. Very different looking bunch.
They got rid of their driver. They got rid of their learner's license. I can guarantee you that.
We're going to see Mike Matthews, 5-star athlete in the class of 2024. Colin Houck, a terrific quarterback. But honestly, think about Jay Crawford. And, you know, I'm impressed by Kyer Spain, a great-looking running back there for the Panthers, too. That's a very talented team. And for Drew Connell, this is a guy coming over, head coach of Johns Creek, will have his head coaching debut today after being defensive coordinator at Milton. You know, undefeated in the region, how many years in a row? I guess 4 years in a row. State champion 2018, runner-up in 2021, and now making a head coaching debut. So he brings a lot of credentials as an assistant coach into his head coaching debut tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think Johns Creek probably not getting as much credit, but I think they're going to be a lot better. I think it's going to be a lot better product than people think in this next game.
State quarterfinal appearance for the Gladiators a year ago. Actually beat Gainesville in the Friday night action from City Park there. I was lucky enough to be a part of that a year ago.
Coach, what John Reed. Let's see what the penalty is right
Let's
here.
See this. It was way down the field. It was way down the field.
Yep. See what we got here.
Saw some remnants of that with the helmet coming off.
From the reaction.
So a deliberation going on here. So
how valuable are those guys, referees?
Oh yeah, honestly.
I mean, we are in a shortage. I encourage everybody that has an opportunity to get involved. They are begging for people to be involved.
And honestly, I think it's a really rewarding thing to be a part of.
Yes.
And I'll tell you this, I have young children. The lack of umpires, officials at the youth level right now is a big issue.
Yep.
Big issue. So first of all, you got to stop yelling at these referees.
We got to stop yelling at the referees. Got to stop yelling.
And second of all,
can't be a Rusty Mansell 10 years ago. Stop yelling at the umpires. It wasn't a strike.
There's no telling what.
Hey, we don't have time for that, and we're regulated. So
there is no telling what that will
learned
look
my
like.
lesson. And then that young lady down there was involved, and I took up 4 on a called strike 3, and I watched the rest of the game from the parking lot.
A little Floyd County came out.
Little Floyd County came out that night. I apologize to that man, and never happened again.
During the play, illegal participation on the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So that's not what I thought the call was going to be.
Me neither.
By rule, number 18 is disqualified from the contest.
For illegal participation?
Yeah, I may need a little bit of a clarification on that. It's on Cherokee Bluff. The call is on Cherokee Bluff. I thought we had extracurricular way down the field because I saw a helmet coming off, things like that.
Do we have 2 penalties?
We may.
Okay.
Okay, let's watch this.
A 75 still going. Okay, yeah, got you.
After the play,
Okay.
personal foul by the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So we've had, listen, there have been a lot of penalties, but it's not been, too chippy up to this point in time. But back-to-back kind of 15-yard, penalties. It wasn't 75 that was ejected, though, right?
No,
it looked like
18. Yeah.
So did he come off the sideline? Is that what happened?
I think he hip tossed him. So,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's gotten a little chippy here as of late. So back-to-back there, and
you don't see that call a ton there.
No, you don't. Sack was going to be, we call it a tackle for loss, I guess the more accurate description there for coming in there to make a nice play. The linebacker that time, James Brody, defensive end, I should say, comes in there. You give him a tackle for loss, but I think it was going to be a running play. Nice play by Brody, who's had a couple of those already tonight. That's a loss, makes it second 14. So after kind of trading 15-yard penalties back and forth, now we're sort of back playing football again. Under 11 minutes to go in our game. Wilson throwing. Pass is complete, 20-yard line. And may be lucky to be that because there was a Longhorn that had a paw almost right on that one. Yeah, threading the needle that time. Carlos Marlowe targeted a couple times tonight. That's the first catch of the game, I believe, for Marlowe there, though. Wilson had to get it into a tight window to get it to him. 3rd and 6 now. Throwing again. He's done it on the run almost all night long. And a catch and a slam down to the turf. After that, Ryan Barrett, nice tackle. But Jordan Justice makes the catch prior to that.
Yeah, he's very comfortable rolling. A little quick, little out.
We're in the red zone here, presented by Northside Hospital. Looking at 4th and 2. Cherokee Bluff hasn't even pressed pause to think about this all night long. They've gone for it 4th down quite a bit. And clearly, given time and score, they'll do that again here right now as Caleb Cooper kind of comes running in as of late to become a fullback. Line shifts. Tackle moves the other side. Pitch, though, the left side. That's Perry Haynes. Haynes gets through, and, boy, I don't think he got there. No, I don't think he ended up short.
Good job on the edge there by Saber.
Yeah, that was just a good job of.
It's 5, get off the block here. Good job, and make the tackle.
Yeah, that's just a nice job all the way around. Sabor, who's done it a lot at wide receiver tonight, getting a nice play defensively, and that's a big possession back in the hands of Kell after a stop on 4th down and leading by 16 points. Stay with us, everybody.
Planting season is here, and it's time to give your yard the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Why Personal Touch? Courteous service, attention to detail, and a desire to give you the best lawn in your neighborhood.
They have the knowledge and skills to do anything that I would need.
Call now for a 25% discount on design and consultation services.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238, or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
SMART is sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation.
We fabricate and install HVAC systems, ductwork.
You can't just go to Home Depot and buy our product. You have to build our product.
If you can dream it, we can build it. That's our motto.
Our sheet metal workers are really proud of that work. They want to look back and go to a Falcons game with their family and point up to show what they did.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Classic is sponsored by CBS 46 First Alert Weather. Download the app in the App Store. The Great Atlanta Bash, showcasing the city's best. The Georgia Elite Classic. Nominate yourself today for the December All-Star Games. The Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. The greatest take the stage on October 22nd at the College Football Hall of Fame. And by the National Signing Day Frenzy. Celebrate Georgia's seniors and the next stages of their careers.
Back here live, 32-16 our score. The Kell Longhorns are 9 minutes, 14 seconds away from sealing a victory in game one of the Corky Kell Classic. Of course, Kell a part of this event for a good number of years. You see the freshman Zachary getting a chance to end the catch. He's over 100 yards receiving for tonight, so quite a debut for him.
Man. He's going to have a little different swagger walking the school hall tomorrow as a freshman at a 5A school.
I would say that's the case. Yeah, he was 109 yards before that catch, so you'll add to that total.
Wow.
Of course, Kell historically has kind of played in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. A little bit different scenario for them this year. They did say, though, they were proud of the fact they're playing the first game of the state.
Oh, my goodness.
How about that for Platt? Look at that maneuverability just to shake free and get loose for a first down yardage and a whole lot more.
They call that a +1 athlete. Counter keeper right here. Watch this move here. Leap. Watch the second move. Through the tackle.
I mean, that's impressive.
It's a baseball kid.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, that is an athlete.
Athletes just sort of figure it out, and that's kind of what Clavin's been doing all night long.
And interesting, you know, I mean, he didn't get to spend a ton of time with his team.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So penalty's going to tack on even more now to what's already starting to become a pretty fruitful Kell drive. That'll make it 1st and 5. As we've been telling you, don't go anywhere because it's Johns Creek Parkview in our nightcap.
I'm certainly learning a lot about baseball ratings tonight as my timeline is hitting me up. And his score and rating, he is a top 10 pick in the first round. So, okay, I'm going to leave it at that and not trying to be the baseball expert, but
Rusty Manziel from 24/7 Sports is going to be Rusty Manziel from Perfect Game before it's all said and done.
Hey, I don't know if I'll ever be the Perfect Game guy. Love baseball. I love to watch them. I love to put two sport athletes.
Yeah.
And for what he's doing tonight, obviously, probably baseball is going to be his future. But for him to come out here with these teammates and get this experience says a lot about him. And
is there
like I said, we're going to see the guy next level.
Is there anything more consistently you hear from coaches other than the fact they do like guys who play multiple sports? Big hit there. And keeping right on going after that was Elijah Washington.
I mean, all you got to do is look at the draft. I mean, he's got – I mean, Austin Riley played high school football. You know what I mean? These guys do it, you know, and I'm just a big believer in enjoying the high school experience and doing everything you can. These guys that specialize in one sport, I get it sometimes, but to me it kind of robs everything. To give this guy a break and let him play some different things and experience something. We're going to see Colin Hawk now. Mississippi State, this guy's got a potential to be another high-level draft pick, but he's coming back to play quarterback for Parkview. The senior year, committed to Mississippi State, and you'll see him next game at quarterback.
3rd and 3 from the shotgun here. 3 receivers, all on the right side. Another hand up the middle, and more chance for Washington to run there. Pick up first down yardage and more. Chains move, clock ticks. It's all going Kell's way right now.
Yeah, this is what you want to finish. This is how you want to finish off a game. You know, you want to impose your will, wear the other team down, and show somebody you can be physical along with being explosive.
I tell you, let's do this. Let's check in with Kaylee Manziel, who's got a special guest joining her right now. Kaylee, go ahead and take it away. All right, we'll catch up with Kaylee here coming up in just a moment. For now, it's more of Elijah Washington, who's become a little bit of a bell cow for the Longhorns here in this 4th quarter. We're about halfway home in the 4th, and it's looking good for the Longhorns here at the moment.
You look at these games right here, floating across the screen, Mercedes-Benz. Look at Lawson Lucky, Dylan Lonergan, all those guys are going to play Saturday. Then you get Mill Creek and Walton. Don't have to say much. Go Grayson and Marietta. Got 2 new quarterbacks in that game, 1 for each school. Don't really want to give away any scouting reports, but we're going to see some guys play quarterback in new uniforms in that last game. So
it's fun.
There's a lot of questions to be answered Saturday in Mercedes-Benz.
Well, you and I are actually going to be split up that day. I'm going to be doing the Brookwood-Norcross game, which I'm really excited about. But those 2 games late as Washington just continues to get hard yards here. The junior really grinding. But that double header that you get a chance to call, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be sitting in the stands or I'm going to go home and get in front of the TV, but I'm watching both those games.
Let me tell you something. That is grown man football.
It is.
And you're going to see with Mill Creek and Walton, so many, not just Caleb Downs, so much talent there.
And we've also got, speaking of talent, the great Kaylee Manziel, who joins us here right now, and she's got a special guest with her here.
I'm Kaylee Mansell, joined by the head coach of the Kell Longhorn cheerleading squad, Kendall Burris. Kendall, thank you for coming on the show. I know you're a busy woman, but tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get into coaching cheerleading?
Well, I cheered when I was younger, and I was used to Friday night football games, and so I just wanted to get involved in the school, and I wanted to make sure that, you know, I built that relationship with students. And my principal now, Peter Giles, was the athletic director at the time, and he had came to me and asked if I would help and kind of take over and run with it, and that was 10 years ago now. So I think my first year coaching was the first year that Kell was in the Corky Kell Classic.
Now, being a member of the Smart family, what has this past year been like, and what was it like having Kirby Smart as an older brother?
This past year has been, honestly, a dream come true for our family to be there, and we all got to go. I have 3 kids, and my husband, we got to be there, all of us together, to be with my parents and to be there with Kirby and Mary Beth and his kids and watch that. And just to finally, you know, bring it back home to Georgia was absolutely amazing. Having Kirby as a brother, it was very competitive. It was tough. I would say that, you know, he made me tough. He made me competitive, and I think I do the same thing to him too, because I'm the first to call him out. Like, we just have that relationship that you can just be honest. And but no, he's an amazing brother, and I'm so happy for him and his wife and their family. So.
Well, Coach, I appreciate having you on. Thank you for taking the time. Good luck in not only the sideline season, but competition cheerleading as well. Wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Kaylee, what a great story. The sister of Kirby Smart, the cheerleading coach here for Cal. And I don't know if the cheerleading coach is a get-back coach or not. It would be appropriate that she would have to be held back from coaching her team the way that Kirby Smart also is famous for that there too. But the resemblance is kind of obvious. And you see, really a cool thing to be a cheerleading coach here, and kind of fun to watch that Smart family and how deeply entrenched that is all really across the state of Georgia in a number of different ways.
Obviously, she grew up with a coach and father, Sonny Smart,
yep.
High school football, but, didn't get time to dig in there. But I'm friends with her on Facebook, known her a long time. She's got some really good athletes as her children, and, her daughter is supposedly one of the best soccer players. She goes all over the country and plays, so she's got some pretty athletic genes herself.
And how many of these Friday night fields do you think she's been at over the years? Whether we're watching her brother play or, as you said, supporting her father at one point in time. I'm guessing she's probably been on a Friday night football field. This is a Wednesday, of course, but she's been on a Friday night field for pretty much every week of her entire life, if I had to guess.
Guarantee she can sit up here and call a game.
Yeah,
I promise you right now. She knows exactly what's going on that field, formations, and you grow up in that family, it's in you for sure.
Man, that's great to see. Great to see. What a cool thing. And Kaylee doing a great job down there, along with our good friend Craig Sager Jr. and the entire team from Score Atlanta. It's amazing. You look at this huge event, the Corky Kell Classic, how many people kind of put it on and make it happen. And it's just getting started, which we're really excited about. More tough yards and heading straight towards the goal line, brought down inside the 5 there. That's Elijah Washington. He's coming in like the closer. He's coming in to seal the deal here. He's doing a good job of doing that. Touchdown save and tackle that time by Landon Kemp.
Just a tired Cherokee Bluff team, and this is what Coach May really wants to see. Wants to see his team finish off a game like this. Says a lot about it. This group.
Back in the red zone, presented by Northside Hospital. They've been here a lot tonight and looking to tack on more points here for what will be an impressive debut for Bobby May as head coach of the Kell Longhorns. 2 region titles during his tenure at Westlake, and having a chance to help build a winner here for Kell. Down at the 1-yard line is Washington again. He's just toting it over and over again.
Brandon, we got another game,
That's right. Going to be a fun one.
The weather
Parkview and Johns Creek.
The weather is fantastic.
Yeah, it's perfect, really. I don't think you could ask for much more. As the sun has gone down, it's been very pleasant. Of course, you mentioned Bobby May making his debut with Kell tonight. For Drew Connell, it's his coaching debut. Rookie head coach here for Johns Creek, a team that was state quarterfinals a year ago. This time going to be hitting the backfield as Washington. Yeah, no quit whatsoever in this Cherokee Bluff team. That's Jacob Benjamin, who's been playing offensive tackle all night long. He gets in there for a big play defensively.
Tell you what you talk about Kell and what people are going to be like, man, this is a little different bunch. But I'll tell you this, Cherokee Bluff continue to play hard, and they're young and replacing a lot.
Benjamin, who made that tackle, is an Army commit going to the United States Military Academy.
See Coach May here, see what they do.
Yes,
maybe they take 2 knees right here and end this thing.
Yeah, the clock is definitely their friend.
Yeah.
And they'll take their time out and kind of set the agenda for the rest of the game. And when you see the Longhorns starting to feel it, there is celebration on the field. They're going to be the first winner of the 2022 season here in the state of Georgia. We got more after this.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your 2 favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Roots and wings.
Think it's this way.
The 2 greatest gifts any parent can give their kid.
Oh, this is nice.
Of course, then there are groceries, laundry detergent, notebook paper, ironing instructions.
You know how to use this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And futons that assemble with parts left over. At Ingalls, we know that life's biggest steps are best taken with faith and trust in the ones you love the most.
Like 'em dead.
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Bags packed? Check.
Full tank of gas? Check. Kids all set? Good to go. You can plan for a road trip. You can't plan for an accident. When summer travel takes a terrible turn, turn to the lawyer you can trust. Attorney John Foy and Associates.
Summer's a great time to be on the road. It can also be one of the most dangerous. If you've been hurt, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to get you the help you need immediately.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, just move on. You'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started.
Now lock in 2.9% for 60 months on a 2023 Bronco Sport and Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your two favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Kaylee Mansell, joined by our first ever fan of the game, Kenneth Forte. Kenneth, tell me, how excited are you for football season?
Well, football season, I love it. I love coming to every game, showing support in the student section. Just everything about it is really good. Yeah.
Now, what game are you most looking forward to?
Well, I personally don't have a favorite. Maybe like the homecoming game, but I love all the games.
That was a very good politics answer. Now, this is the opportunity where you get the chance to shout out anyone or anything. This is your moment to shine.
So I just want to say hey to my mom and shout out to this cheese dip Gordos. You can get them at your grocery store or online, and you guys need to try it. It's really good.
Well, Kenneth's mom, I hope you saw this, and I can't wait to try that cheese dip that he actually just gave me. But we will be right back with more football after this.
I got to tell you, the NIL world is all the rage when it comes to what's happening here in college football right now. I think we have the first fan NIL right there. Great job by our fan of the game. Great promo read.
I mean, on the spot, too.
If he wants to come up here to the sponsorship reads, I'll just go home. Touchdown there, Ryan Barrett. As Kell puts it in the end zone one more time. Barrett, the senior, getting the touchdown and giving those cheerleaders one more chance to cheer here. And the lead is 26 for the Longhorns. What a night for Kell. What a debut as head coach for Bobby May. A team in the first round of the playoffs a year ago, losing to Buford. Lost in the Corky Kell Classic last year to McEachern, another team that's obviously has great history in this event. But you get the impression that this is a Kell team now playing in 5A that's going to be heard from a lot as the season goes on.
Yep, young guys. But anytime you got a quarterback like this that stresses you with his legs and arms and speed and athletic ability, it's going to keep defensive coordinators up late at night looking at that tape.
Let's get a replay of this touchdown here again. And after having a lot of Elijah Washington really throughout the entirety of the drive, Ryan Barrett comes in with a change of pace there, gets a chance to show off his dance moves a bit. And it is all but official. Kell's going to be the first winner. And one of the things that Bobby May also talked about was, and he was very well aware of this, they thought they might be the first game in the entire country, and there is a game somewhere prior to this. They thought they'd be the first game in the country. They're at least the first game in the state. So not being in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they were, kind of rallying around just the fact they're going to kick off the state.
Hawaii started last week.
Okay.
But here on the Big Island, the bigger island, I'm pretty sure we are the first game.
On the mainland, if you will.
We are the mainland first game.
So the season beginning with a nice win here for the Kell Longhorns. And how appropriate is this in the Corky Kell Classic to the school that also bears Corky's name? Will get a winner here, there too. Four-time Coach of the Year at Wheeler. Obviously a great athletic director and one of the founding members of this event, and a guy that devoted his entire life to high school football. And we heard from Coach Dave Hunter a little earlier about carrying on that legacy. And I mean, you're talking about labor of love to make this event what it is. Short kickoff here, going to be fielded by one of the up men there around the 30-yard line. That is a thankless task late in the game. And
And Brandon kind of debated on even saying anything, but I want to, it happened late in the year last year, but just really want to reiterate thoughts and prayers continue with Roddy Roper and his family from Roswell last year, a young man that had a tremendous football season, maybe the biggest upset of the year, then beating North Cobb.
That's right.
Shane Queen kept telling me, this kid just kept making plays, and unfortunately passed away this early in the year, and continued prayers with his family and the Roswell community as they start a new season.
Yeah, obviously there's excitement about the new year, but we're not far from Roswell. We're standing right now, and we do remember that community that loves the sport so much. They still play the game with heavy hearts here right now.
Busted coverage here.
Yeah, busted coverage and a beautiful throw and a nice moment here for Jace Justice, who's going to get a touchdown. And this is going to be a big receiver for Cherokee Bluff this season, along with Max Eubanks, who we kind of profiled in our opener. So while this touchdown is not going to change the result of this game, that does become something to build on for this team going into the season, because they want to pair Justice and Eubanks and even Carlos Marlowe with what they think is going to be a pretty potent running game. So call it a busted coverage, but that's something for Cherokee Bluff to build on going into week 2.
And you put a young man in, you put some younger guys in, substitute, and they throw. When I look down at Coach May, and you could just see it rubbing his forehead going, we let our guard down for a minute. It cost us, but play some younger kids and applaud them for that.
And by the way, as we trade scores back and forth here with less than a minute to go, don't forget we still got a second game here coming up too. So that's fun. How about our play of the game here presented by the Mechanical Trades Institute? It came early.
Cool.
It was Preston Zachary. What an amazing catch for him. And a part of it, actually, let's give credit where it belongs to Jaden George, who actually caught that touchdown pass. Great catch by George. Zachary's done plenty, but that was George's moment right there on a 60-yard touchdown strike. And, man, that was an amazing thing to see.
That was a junior quarterback to a sophomore wide receiver on the money, and they got on top of the secondary there for Cherokee Bluff.
Play of the game presented by the Mechanical Trades Institute. We've got players of the game here coming up. We'll give out our game MVP, too, and eventually we'll make way for Parkview and Johns Creek, and then we'll do it all over again. A lot goes into hosting an event like this, by the way. And
absolutely.
The Johns Creek folks have already worked hard, and they haven't even seen their team play yet.
I mean, you have just because I'm kind of involved with the Rome location, there's so many meetings and backup things, and we're putting teams across the street in a hotel, in the banquet room, while one team dresses in the locker room, and those types. There's so much that goes into planning an event like this. Great job by Dave Hunter and his guys, and
to say nothing of how many hotel suites you need for yourself too. The buffet spread you require, that's all a big deal,
man. My hometown, so
Rusty,
you would think, but
Rusty's got a contract rider longer than the Rolling Stones when he comes into an event like that.
Oh man.
I do love the classic old stadiums. And
it's fantastic.
Barron Stadium,
fantastic.
Really one of the great venues in our state. I was lucky enough last year, speaking of Johns Creek, did a game at City Park in Gainesville, Bobby Gruen Field. Gainesville is my hometown, so I didn't go to Gainesville High School, but Gainesville is my hometown, so I have a little bit of a special affection for that. But when you get a chance to go to these classic venues, Marietta High School is another version of that. You'd love so many of these.
We will be at Marietta High School, which is a tremendous atmosphere for a high school football game.
Let's see the game's key first down here. It's presented by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. We'll go back earlier. Another chance to see Clavin running the ball himself and making that big leap. And, I mean, he just showed you every kind of athleticism there really was to show tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a dual threat. And what I saw out of him, breaking tackles, how strong he is, and he's going to have a lot of buzz after this game and see how he continues to develop. But what an impressive opening performance by a 2024 quarterback that has jumped on the radar here pretty quickly tonight.
Of course, thank you to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for making that possible for us. Of course, AJC got great coverage of high school football all season long. And with that, you'll take a knee and get ready to run the final seconds out on this clock. And for the Kell Longhorns, they will be where everybody wants to be after 1 week. 1-0. And it'll certainly make the drive back towards Cobb County be all the more enjoyable. A Longhorn team with a new coach and Bobby May coming over from Westlake, a brand new quarterback making the move over from Dutchtown. and an incredible performance, getting the first win of the Corky Kell Classic. That'll wrap things up for here, but the post-game show is on the way. We'll tell you about everything else happening and get you ready for Parkview Johns Creek coming up after that. Folks, we got a lot of football left to come tonight, so stay right where you are.
Hey, you need any help?
Violation. Too many men on the field.
Superior training means that jobs manned by skilled trades unions take less time with better craftsmanship than workers who are not trained through an apprenticeship program. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Your athletes put in the work that leads to success. But peak performance takes more. It takes a surface that works as hard as they do. One that allows them to train effectively and safely, so that when the lights come on, they're ready to win. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. Sports Turf.
Thinking about what to do after high school? How about jumping directly into your future? The 22 colleges of the Technical College System of Georgia offer more than 600 programs to prepare students for the real world. From business to healthcare to professional and technical services, our graduates go straight into a career. And tuition, surprisingly affordable. At TCSG, you will succeed sooner. Apply today at succeedsooner.com.
Welcome to the Tailgate Show presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I am your host, Kaylee Mansell, joined by the Executive Director of the Georgia High School Association, Dr. Robin Hines. Dr. Hines, there truly is no off-season for you like some of these athletes out here. What did the process of reclassification look like this year, and how glad are you that it's over?
I'll start with I'm very glad that it's over and that we're set. This was probably the most difficult, the most hard-working bunch of people on the reclassification committee. They did a good job. It took multiple meetings to get it done. We're all under the same rules, public and private, everybody's there. We're set up for the next 2 years, and we've already begun to work on the next reclassification cycles, already. So we're adjusting the multiplier for 2 years down the road, and we'll be dropping a classification to help with travel.
Well, other than reclassification, what are some other major changes that are being implemented into the school systems this year?
Hadn't really had time to sit around and think about those major changes that are going on. We're drinking from a fire hose right now. The way it is around us, football is starting. Thank goodness we're so excited about Corky Kell and all those things going on. But everybody, the flow of eligibility, transfer eligibility, hardships and all that is just really coming in just loads and loads. And we're trying to get that done as quickly as we can because we know that behind every piece of eligibility, there's a young man or woman who's getting ready to play. So it's pretty much full-time all the time. And that's our major focus right now.
Now that we're almost 2 years after the peak of COVID now, is there a new normal in school now, or are there still COVID regulations that are into play?
Well, if you'll remember, the stance that we took is everybody to be personally responsible. And we've stayed that way, and that's kind of the way things are going. All of those safeguards are still in place and they're used, but it's local decisions about how they're planning to do things. And it turned out to be the right thing because I'm telling you, for what we dealt with, which was not very much from a health standpoint, we were very, very fortunate in that